is swung on and hit into right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! Sure left power, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Come on, steps in the back for one out, throws to first, it is in time, a double play! And that one is gone! Joey Abner! A high drive, left field deep, Lozano going back, looking up, this ball is a two-run homer! T.J. Jones hits it out!
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his first year covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Darren Zaslow.
Opening night is finally upon us here in the City by the Sea in the 2017 New England Collegiate Baseball League Series as the Newport Gulls host the New Bedford Bay Sox here at 6:35 p.m. I'm Darren Zaslow, lead broadcaster of the Newport Gulls, getting you ready for NECBL baseball. Should be a fantastic night for opening night here in the NECBL. Second-year manager Al Leyva and the Gulls are ready to begin their quest for their 7th NECBL championship. Last year, the Gulls won 25-19. They took down Danbury in the first round of the Southern Division semifinals before falling to the eventual NECBL champion Mystic Schooners in the Southern Division Championship Series. The Gulls are ready for baseball. So are we here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts right now.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm here with Matt Murphy from URI, pitcher, but I understand today you're going to be doing a little DH.
Yeah, well, I played shortstop in college for 2 years at Assumption before transferring to URI, so going to relive the glory days today. So
we're excited to see what he's got in store with his bat. Also, Matt, you're a second-year player here in Newport. Tell us, you guys went 25-19. You lost to the Mystic Schooners last year. Tell us what your expectations are going into this season.
I mean, I'm just trying to enjoy Newport, and this place is great. Obviously, we want to win an NECBL championship, but that's a long way away. Just going to take it game by game and see what happens.
So, have you gotten acquainted with any of your teammates here? Do you know anybody from when you played in college, or is everybody pretty new and trying to figure it out?
Most guys are pretty new, but Kevin Heiss, our shortstop at URI, is here for a couple weeks, and so I'm just trying to meet some of the guys, and I mean, they all seem like pretty good guys. Yeah. So.
Just been hanging out in Newport with the guys. What have you been up to? Maybe a little reading for children. I saw some pictures on the Instagram. What have you guys been up to before the season started?
Yeah, we were over at the elementary schools in the mornings, and it's been great just reading to the kids, and we're waiting for the weather to break. Hopefully go to the beach sometime soon.
Yeah, we all came to Newport for some nice weather, so it's about time. We got a beautiful one today. Next, we'll be back on the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Matt, thank you. Best of luck this season.
Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. I'm joined alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Ben Maxoud and Newport Gulls field reporter Dave Peck. Ben, I'm going to start with you. As the scorekeeper, you're going to be in charge of putting down a lot of different lineups for this Newport team throughout the summer. What do you think that's going to be like for manager Al Leyva, coaching so many different guys in this lineup?
Well, I know it's not going to be easy, but obviously he knows what he's doing, and I think by putting in all these different kind of players, he's going to see their strengths, their weaknesses, which lineups do best, which guys do best hitting behind certain other guys. I think there's a lot of opportunity to try different things and see what works.
Ben, you'll be with us here all summer long. What are some of the things you're looking forward to keeping score of, specifically in terms of stats, and watching throughout the year?
Something I'm really looking forward to seeing is how different parts of the lineup hit, such as your 1 and 2 hitters. Do they set the table for the guys who get the extra base hits, the 3, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. I'm really interested to see how the different parts of the lineup flow together and mesh well.
Now, Dave, for you, for both of us, this is our first summer here in Newport. How excited are you to be here in the city by the sea and to watch this team?
Oh, there's really no place I'd rather be this summer, Darren. You know, it's going to be great. This is such a good organization. You know, everybody from the top down, players, coaches, everybody running the program. Couldn't be more excited for a great season of baseball.
We've talked about this team a little bit off air. What are some of the things that have jumped out to you about this squad?
To me, honestly, it's the fact that we have 16 players in the NCAA tournament. I mean, right now we have 8 that are still in it, competing for that spot in Omaha. Very good players, Vanderbilt, Louisville, very good schools all across the country. I'm excited for those guys to come back and join the players we have right now, and I think it's going to be a great year, Darren.
Opening night here in the city by the sea. Cardines Field, first pitch set between the Bay Sox and the Gulls is at 6:35 p.m. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here on the Newport Gulls pregame show. I'm Darren Zaslow, joined alongside the manager of the Newport Gulls, Al Leyva. It's time for the manager's show. And Al, first of all, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, no problem.
You ready for summer number 2 at the helm of the Newport Gulls?
Yes. You know, for me, it's just a great place to be. You know, manager, assistant manager, bat boy, whatever it takes for me to be here is what's important. Yeah, this is my second year and looking forward to it.
This being your second year after last season, what did you learn to bring into this year?
You know what? Just stay positive with the players. You know, help them out as much as possible. Let them know that I care about them. You know, and that we're not trying to get them hurt. Unfortunately, last year we had a lot of players got hurt. You know, just bad injuries for like foot, thumbs, and we were really banged up last year. But you know, we tried to work through it, and we fell a little short. But it was a fun season.
This being the first week of NECBL play, for you as the manager, what are you looking for in these first 7 days?
You know, obviously you want to get out to a fast start, but you know, it's a little tough right now because you know we don't have all our players here, which is okay because then it gives some of the other guys that maybe won't get as much playing time later on an opportunity to show what he's got. So in a way, it's good and bad, but it also shows that I could see some of the players that maybe weren't going to be playing the first 5 or 6 games. Now they're playing the first 5 or 6 games, and you know we'll see where they're at.
Jack Patterson, a southpaw out of Bryant, is going to get the ball here tonight. What can fans look for from him?
You know what? We're just hoping that he had a really good season this past spring. We're hoping he'll just continue it, and also even grow from it. So hopefully he'll throw a lot of strikes. We only have 8 pitchers here for this first 4 games. So we really need him to have a quality start as our other starters, and hopefully he can do that for us.
Wow, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck here tonight. Newport Gulls baseball is on the way. Up next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And we're here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. We're ready for NECBL baseball here on Discover Newport opening night at the ballpark. The 2017 NECBL season is finally upon us. How you doing, everybody? Darren Zaslow with you here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Ben Maxoud, Dave Peck, and Meredith Peppis. We are all excited to be with you here in the booth as we get set for baseball. Dave, I'm going to start with you. Obviously, a gorgeous night here at Cardines Field in the city by the sea. For Newport here, I mean, the plan is pretty simple, right? Try and grab a win, get off to a quick start. In your opinion, how important is this first week of baseball?
You know, it's going to say a lot about what this team has. I mean, granted, part of their team is still playing in the NCAA tournament, so we don't know fully what this roster is going to be able to bring on the field. But, hey, these guys are coming off 3-4 months, maybe even 5 of baseball, so they're going to be hot, and I think we're going to see some high-quality baseball.
Meredith, you're here with us as well. Great to see you. You excited for a summer of baseball here in Newport?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've only been to the games a couple times, but every time I came, it was a great time, and I'm just really excited to see what this team can offer this summer.
Well, let's break down both of these teams here tonight, the New Bedford Bay Sox and the Newport Gulls. Last year, New Bedford, up and down year. They went 22-23 overall. They finished in 3rd place in the Southern Division. They were eliminated by Mystic in the first round of the Southern division playoffs in that semifinal round. Last night, they were rained out in their home opener against Danbury, just like every other team here in this New England Collegiate Baseball League. All games last night were rained out, so tonight is truly opening night. For Newport, 25-19 finish last year for the Gulls. They finished in second place in the Southern Division. They took down the Danbury Westerners in the first round of the playoffs in 3 games before falling to the Mystic Schooners in the Southern Division Championship in 2 games. So, Dave, that's one of the things that these teams have in common. They were both eliminated by Mystic, the eventual NECBL champ last year.
Yeah, both these teams, were competing into the playoffs. Obviously, like you said, both lost to Mystic, but hey, they played each other 6 times during the regular season. Actually, New Bedford won 4 of those 6 games. So we could say we got a little bit of a rivalry that's brewing, only 45 minutes away. We got Ocean State on the other end, but New Bedford could be a potential rival.
Absolutely, definitely a beautiful night here at the ballpark. It's Discover Newport opening night. 1,000 free magnet schedules were given away, Meredith. Gorgeous night for baseball here. I mean, in my opinion, this is just the perfect, typical opening night. Again, at least in my opinion.
No, I agree. It's a great night. It's not too hot. It's not too windy for the pitchers, so that's pretty good. It's a great crowd is pouring in, and I know everyone's pretty excited to get this season started.
Certainly should be a lot of fun here. 45 regular season games on this New England Collegiate Baseball League regular season schedule. The playoffs, everyone should know, a huge change throughout the league. Typically, the top 4 teams in each division would make the playoffs, but this year, Commissioner Sean McGrath changing the rules here a little bit, along with the rest of the NECBL committee. So what is going on here in the postseason? Instead of the top 4 teams, the top 3 teams make the NECBL playoffs. How that's going to work? The first, second, and third seeds of the teams will be seeded when they go into the playoffs. The second and third seeds will play a 1-game wild card for a spot in the Southern and Northern Division Championship Series. Then you'll have the final 4 in the league battling in the championship series for each side of the division in 3 games, and then the NECBL championship will also be a best of 3 games. So instead of 4 teams on each side, it's now 3 and a 1-game wild card playoff in that first round. Dave, do you like that?
You know what that does, though? It makes each game count a little bit more. And we like to see that, especially in a 44, 45-game season. And these guys are coming off long, like we said earlier, long college seasons. I'm interested to see if there's any fatigue that sets in. How are the pitchers' arms going to be? They're obviously in great shape, but is there some sort of fatigue? I know when you were talking to Coach Leva earlier, he talked about keeping people healthy. And that's something Newport definitely struggled with last year, a lot of injuries to some of their key players, and that might have had something to do with the fact that they were bounced relatively early in the playoffs. So it's something to consider when you watch these games.
Absolutely, and Meredith, right here, opening night. In your opinion, how important is it for the Gulls to take this first game? Again, pretty much all hands on deck, lots of players coming in throughout the country. Makes things maybe a little more challenging for manager Al Leva to figure out lineups, playing time, etc. But in your opinion, how important is it for them to get a win here tonight?
I mean, it really sets the team off on a good note if they get a win. I know a lot of the team members aren't here tonight. They're still playing in the NCAA tournament, so it really sets the tone for them to come in and whatever games they can make. So it also lets the kids that probably, like Coach said before, that probably wouldn't get a lot of playing time. It really helps them also set the tone for the team and the kids coming in.
Certainly a lot of talent here in the city by the sea. First pitch in the 2017 NECBL season is coming your way. It's the New Bedford Bay Sox and the Newport Gulls. Don't go anywhere. You've been listening and watching the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans,
Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Just about ready for baseball here at Cardines Field. It's a gorgeous night for first pitch and for the NECBL season to open up. I'm going to toss things over to Meredith Pepis, who's going to take us around the league to look at some scores going on. Meredith, what's going on?
So a lot of the games just started actually. The Newport Gulls are starting at 6:35. They're facing off against the New Bedford Bay Sox. Mystic is hosting Plymouth at home. Keene Swamp Bats are hosting Danbury Westerners at home. Vermont is hosting Winnipesaukee. North Adams is hosting Sanford. And yeah, those are the only games for tonight. And none of them look like rainouts, so they should be pretty good.
Thank you, Meredith. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the show. All games in the NECBL last night were rained out. So understanding this truly is opening night for both of these teams and for all teams throughout the league. I can certainly say here from the staff with the Newport Gulls, we are all very excited for baseball. What we're going to do, take a quick little break, come back with the national anthem. First pitch coming right up here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Do not go anywhere. It's the Gulls and the Bay Sox coming up next.
The NECBL
Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Ben Maxoud, Dave Peck, Meredith Pappas, and I'm Darren Zaslow, all here with you on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We're just about ready for baseball here at Cardines Field. Going to send things down to the field where Newport Gulls Chuck Pava saying some words before first pitch of the ball game.
To you. Jason's work is spectacular, folks. Very professional. He just came back from doing the Olympics now in Rio, and he does outstanding work. Next, I'd like to introduce, folks, our mayor of Newport, Mayor Harry Winthrop. Let's give our mayor a big hand, folks. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. And welcome, everyone. This is tremendous that you're starting your 17th season here in the city of Newport. I mean, it seems like you guys were just here opening up just the other day, but it's actually wonderful. You know, no one's ever come up to me and said, you know, Mayor, we come to Newport to see you. But they always come up to me and say, Mayor, we come to Newport to see the Gulls. So you guys are a great asset to the city. We're glad that you're playing here, and hopefully you're going to be here for many, many, many more years. I'd like to read a proclamation from the city of Newport. It says, whereas Wednesday, June 7, 2017 has been set aside in the city of Newport to recognize opening day for the Newport Gulls 2017 season. And whereas the 2017 season marks the 17th season of the Newport Gulls, and whereas the Newport Gulls were the winners of the New England Collegiate Baseball Championship, the Fay Vincent Cup in 2001, 2002, 2005, 2009, 2012, and 2014, and are the first team in league history to capture the title 6 times. And whereas Newport finished the regular season with a 25-19 record, reaching the team's ambitious goal of at least 25 wins in a season for the 16th consecutive year. The Gulls saw 45,908 fans attend 22 regular season openings at historic Cardines Field, averaging 2,087 fans per night, ranking 12th nationally. And whereas the Newport Gulls have contributed more than $1 million since 2001 to charitable organizations and local communities through fundraising, donation packages, game day 50-50 raffles, tickets, summer camps, and high school scholarships. And whereas the Newport Gulls have brought the city of Newport a family event for the enjoyment of an ever-increasing number of loyal Newport fans and visitors. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Henry F. Winthrop, Mayor of the City of Newport, the State of Rhode Island, and proudest plantations, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, June 7th, as Newport Gulls Opening Day 2017 in the City of Newport, and call upon all the citizens to join with me and to celebrate the opening of the 2017 New England Collegiate Baseball League season and congratulate the Newport Gulls on their 17th anniversary. A witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Newport to be affixed the 7th day of June, the year of our Lord, 2017. Congratulations. Good luck to the Big Sox, and good luck to the Gulls today.
Mayor, thank you so much for your support and continued support. We're honored to be your representatives in the city of Newport. Thank you so much. Okay, our first pitch ceremony now. Going out our first pitch tonight is Jack Walsh. Where's Jack? Come on up here, Jack. Jack is the son of Discover Newport's VP of Sales, Tim Walsh. He attends Gaudet Middle School. His favorite baseball player is me. Andrew Benedetti. Favorite food, pizza. Okay. Okay, next we have Ryan Walsh. He's also the son of Tim Walsh. He attends Aquinic Middle Elementary School, where our players just read just the other day to all the students there. His favorite baseball player is Mookie Betts, and his favorite food is Frosty Freeze. Give it a shot there, Ryan. Nice shot, Ryan. Ryan, you have any other pulling left? Dan Morrison is next. He's from Bedford Middle School. His favorite baseball players is Xander Bogarts, and favorite food is General Chow Chicken. That's pretty good. Good on there, Mr. Whitford. Nice job. Next we have the grandson of our mayor, Cameron Ward. His favorite baseball player is his dad and his Big Poppy. His favorite food is pizza. Show what you got there, my man. He's gone with one heck of a pitcher, too. Now, folks, I'd like to ask you all to stand as our colors today are being presented by the Newport Artillery Company, the Newport Fire Department, and the Providence Fire Department. The national anthem is sung tonight by professional choristers from St. Mary's and St. John's churches here in Newport. They are part of the choir school of Newport County, and there's a handout about them that you received on your way in. The 50-50 raffle later today benefits this choir.
how busy the NECBL season is. Over 40 games in under 2 months is a lot of baseball to stay on top of for even the most dedicated fan. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing all summer long, sign up for the official NECBL e-newsletter, providing updates emailed directly to you, highlighting the best of the week that was. Don't miss out. Sign up at necbl.com today.
Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. A fantastic job on the national anthem done here tonight at Carr Deans Field by the Choir School of Newport County. We're just about ready for baseball here on Discover Newport Night. 1,000 magnetic schedules were given away as fans piled into the ballpark. Alongside Ben Maxow, Dave Peck, Meredith Pepis, I'm Darren Zazzle. We are just about ready for action between the New Bedford Bay Sox and the Newport Gulls. And Dave, why don't you get set and take us through what this New Bedford lineup looks like here right now.
For opening night, the Bay Sox are starting things off with Corey Joyce, the shortstop from North Carolina Central, batting second baseman Nick Neville from Notre Dame, batting third, the designated hitter Nick Matera, he plays at Rutgers. Batting fourth, Karsten Sherman, playing first base from Kaiser. Batting fifth, the third baseman from Kansas, Luke Bakula. Batting sixth is Dan Schock, playing left field. And then followed by Dante Baldelli, who's playing right field tonight, the player from Boston College. After him is Cody Doyle, the catcher from Sacred Heart, and Zach Kurtz at center field, rounding up the lineup at number 9. Pitching for the Bay Sox tonight is Brendan Jenkins from San Francisco University.
So that's how New Bedford shakes up. They're going to get set to face Newport Gulls starting pitcher. He's getting the game ball here tonight on the bump. Manager Al Leva is going to go to Jack Patterson, a southpaw out of Bryant University. And I'll tell you what, Patterson had a really solid season at Bryant. He went 4-0. Made 14 appearances, 3 starts, had a 2.90 ERA in 40.1 innings pitched. He struck out 38 hitters in those 40.1 innings pitched, so averaging just about 1 strikeout an inning. And now we'll take you through what the Newport Gulls starting lineup looks for second-year manager Al Leva. And for the Gulls, leading off is going to be the center fielder, Drew Archiolo. Cameron Misner's in left field. He'll bat second. Liam McGill is at first base. He'll hit third. In the cleanup spot is the right fielder, Liam O'Regan. Batting fifth is the catcher, Nicholas Raposo. In the number 6 spot, the second baseman, Michael Webb. Adam Duart's at the hot corner. He's at third and bats seventh. Kevin Heiss is the shortstop. He hits 8th. And rounding out the Newport lineup is the designated hitter, Matthew Murphy. So there you go. That's what Newport looks like. Their starting lineup here for game 1 as we get just about ready for action. Your umpires here tonight, Matthew Hensel, Mike Williams, and Nathan Dentzow calling the game here at Carr Deans Field. And your weather here in the city by the sea, I'll tell you what, absolutely perfect. 63 degrees, sunny, as you can see on your screen in front of you. Not a single cloud in the sky. The field dimensions at the ballpark for the Gulls here at Carr Deans Field, 315 feet to left field, 365 to left center. The dead center field is 395, 340 to right center, and 285 feet down the line in right. The fences here at the ballpark are 28 feet high, so it takes a pretty far hit to get the ball out of this ballpark. So, understanding, Dave, it's got to be a shot to get out of here.
Definitely got to be a shot. It's kind of got a Fenway feel to it. You left field, tall fence, and then you got the triangle out in center. But they had a little curveball. They got another triangle out in right center. You got to be watchful of that among the couple of drains that are lying in the field in center field. And then you got a semi-short porch in right field, but it'll be interesting to see how these guys play the field, considering they haven't had much practice with these dimensions.
Absolutely, and as we get ready for action, let's quickly take you through what the Newport defensive starting alignment looks like for second-year manager Al Leyva. From left to right around the infield, Adam Duarte is at third. At shortstop is Kevin Heiss. Michael Webb is at second. Liam McGill is at first. From left to right in the outfield, Cameron Misner's in left. In center field is Drew Archiolo with Liam O'Regan in right. Behind the dish is Nicholas Raposo. He's catching the balls and strikes from left-hander Jack Patterson out of Bryant. Newport, they're dressed in their home white uniforms, white tops with Gulls written in blue from left to right. Blue numbers on the front and back of the jersey, white pants with a blue and orange stripe down the sides. The Bay Sox, they're dressed in their road red tops with blue numbers and Bay Sox written in navy blue from left to right. White trim, gray pants with a red stripe down the side as we are just about ready for baseball. Corey Joyce will dig in to face off against Jack Patterson.
Yeah, Joyce had a 344 average this season, so, you know, let's get things started for the summer career.
Patterson winds and fires the first pitch of the season. It's a fastball. This one lifted foul off to the right side. It'll get out of play. 0-1 on Corey Joyce, the shortstop at a North Carolina Central.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of balls going out of this park. You know, the road is right next to it. Got to be some glass repairs coming this season.
Corey Joyce, a right-handed hitter, puts that back foot on the back line of the right-handed batter's box. He'll look at a breaking ball off the outer edge. It's 1-1. Swings an all-tan bat with pine tar. Just below the barrel, a white handle, red and blue batting gloves. Next pitch, this one grabbed it sharply back up the middle into center field, a base hit. That's how the New Bedford offense gets rolling here in the top half of the first.
Kind of jammed him a little bit on that fastball, but able to get the barrel out just enough to put it up the middle.
So the leadoff man, Corey Joyce, is aboard for the number 2 hitter in this New Bedford lineup. It's the second baseman, Nick Neville, left-handed hitter.
Neville batted 175 this season with 40 at-bats and 5 RBIs.
Neville out of Notre Dame gets set to dig in against the southpaw, Jack Patterson. Sets the tan glove at the belt buckle. High leg kick, first pitch, fastball in there on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
I think the key tonight is getting ahead in counts early. Pounding the strike zone, making these guys put it in play, see what happens.
Patterson threw the 5th most innings on the team this year at Bryant. So he's had a lot of appearances, a lot of innings, a lot of experience. Works out of the stretch. Throws a pitch. Helm, this one bunted foul behind home plate. And it is 0-2. No score here, top half of the first here at Cardines Field. The runner on first is Corey Joyce. He led off the ball game with a single to center field. Newport Gulls middle infield and the shortstop Heiss, the second baseman Webb. They're pinched towards the second base bag. The third baseman Duarte plays even. Patterson winds and deals. Fastball misses low and away.
Must have been low there, but you see the big hole to the right side of the field. You have the first baseman holding on Joyce there. So look for, you know, it's not a coincidence that this second batter is a lefty to kind of take advantage of that hole out there.
Center fielder Archiolo plays straight up right behind the second base bag. As Patterson throws over to first to check up on Joyce, he's back in standing up. Gorgeous night for baseball. Not a single cloud in the sky. Tall trees hang over the fences here all over the ballpark. Got the warehouse located down the right field line, right where the scoreboard is, which lights up in red. American flag also right there down the right field line. Long pause from Patterson, he deals. This one fouled off the front foot of Neville. And we'll do it again, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I tell you, the weather, something you can't take for granted because it's been up and down all spring. It's been rainy so much, so for us to have a beautiful opening night here, nothing better.
We'll see what Patterson decides to go with here. Gets his sign from the catcher, Raposo. They agree on the signal as Patterson quickly steps off to take a look at Joyce. Lefty-lefty matchup, Nick Neville with his back foot on the back line in the left-handed batter's box. Patterson sets. Long pause. Slide steps to the plate, deals a curveball that misses just inside.
Just inside, had some pretty good break on. I thought it might have caught the black, but umpire says otherwise.
Certainly a close pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Notre Dame product, Neville. Shadows starting to creep into center field towards where Archeolo is standing. Break-even offering. Fastball once again misses low and outside. Nice take there by Neville to see that one off the dish as the count pushes full, 3-2.
Certainly close to the plate. You know, he's got great command so far.
This is game 1 of 45 in the NECBL regular season schedule. Opening night finally upon us. Payoff pitch from Patterson. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw to second from Raposo is not in time. It's a stolen base for Joyce. But the first strikeout of the night for Jack Patterson. He sets down Nick Neville with a high fastball. Brings up the designated hitter and number 3 hitter in this Bay Sox lineup, the designated hitter Nick Matera.
Matera batted .293 this season, second on team for Rutgers. He also had the best on team .504 slugging percentage. So, you know, he's batting third for a reason. We'll see what the Gulls can do here.
Matera can certainly swing it. He has an ankle guard on that front foot. Adjusts his helmet as he digs in. Holds the bat high above his head, bent knees, squared stance. Patterson, one look towards second, deals a fastball. It's in there for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Corey Joyce led off this ball game with a sharp ground ball single to center field. Nick Neville struck out just a hitter ago. It sets the stage for Nick Matera as Patterson steps off, now comes back on the rubber. Sets the tan glove right there at the belt buckle. Looks towards second a couple times. Lifts his leg, the pitch. Fastball fouled straight back towards us here in the booth. Patterson jumps ahead 0-2.
He likes going upstairs so far. You know, he got it. He was able to get Neville last at bat. Kind of took a gamble. 3-2 count, went upstairs, definitely a ball, but he got him to swing.
Infield plays straight up. The third baseman, Duarte, about 8 feet behind that third base bag as Patterson is ready. So is Matera, the pitch. Fastball runs high and away for ball 1. Still no score. Top half of the first, a runner on second, and 1 away here at Cardine. Patterson on the mound here, the left-hander out of Bryant. Readies. And delivers the 1-2. This one grounded to short, charging in is Heiss. Bobbles it, has no play, now throws behind Joyce at third. And the tag from Duarte not in time.
That's a heads-up play, though. You know, these guys are Division I players. Most of them are honestly used to playing on nicer fields where the hops are pretty true. You know, the first ground ball, shortstop, gets him a little bit, but he doesn't give up on the play. Tries to get the guy at third and almost had him.
Kind of took a bit of an in-between hop there off the lip of the infield grass. It puts runners on the corners. So Matera is aboard at first off the E6. To third base goes Joyce. 1 away for the cleanup hitter, Karsten Sherman, right-handed hitter. Takes a fastball off the inner edge for ball 1.
Sherman, a big guy from Kaiser College.
Just trying to put the ball in play here. Once again, that middle infield for Newport pinched towards the bag. Patterson deals the 1-0. This one, a high chopper to shortstop, charging in as Heiss fields on the run, throw to first is in time. But the run does score as Corey Joyce crosses the plate, gives New Bedford a 1-0 lead as up to second base goes Matera there on the RBI fielder's choice off the bat of Karsten Sherman.
One of those high bouncing balls, really had no play at home. He double clutched there on the throw to first. I think he didn't have as much time as he thought, but he was still able to get him, even despite the double clutch.
So here comes the third baseman, Luke Bakula. Right-handed hitter, Patterson here working with 2 away. Runner on second in the frame, 1-0 New Bedford. First pitch, fastball misses below the knees. It's 1-0.
Bakula from Kansas University batted .125 on the year. A couple of RBIs, a couple of doubles.
The runner in scoring position is Matera at second. He takes his lead off the bag. He reached on an error by the shortstop. This one lined to right field. That one will get down for a base hit. They're going to wave home Matera. He will score. The ball is tracked down towards the right field line by O'Regan. He chucks it back in. but it's a 2-out RBI single for Luke Bakula.
Left that ball a little bit up in the zone. Good job taking it the other way, but can't leave one that high for these players.
Gives New Bedford a 2-0 lead here in the frame. So Dan Schock will step in here for the Bay Sox. Left fielder, number 6 hitter in this New Bedford lineup. The first pitch to him from Patterson is a breaking ball that skipped in the dirt. Great block by Raposo, and it's 1-0.
Schock's got some power. He led his team this past season. 9 home runs for Sacred Heart. 21 walks, though, which was also leading the team. So he likes to get his pitch. He's not going to chase anything. You saw it right there.
It's a 2-0 early Newport lead. Patterson, once again, sets at the belt. The pitch. This one chopped up the middle. To his left goes Heiss. Flips it towards second. Would have been a great play, but the ball gets away from Webb. See how the scorekeeper wants to rule this one. It's going to be a hit, as it should be. That was a tough play for the shortstop, Heiss. Would have been an unbelievable play, Dave, but an infield single there for Schock.
These guys are certainly getting tested early. You know, New Bedford doing a great job putting the ball in play. And that's all you can ask for early on in the season. Put the ball in play, make the defenders make some plays.
Also, nice job there by Luke Bakula to hustle there into second base. Here's Dante Baldelli, the right fielder, number 7 hitter in this New Bedford lineup out of Boston College. First pitch, fastball in there at the knees for a strike on the inner black, 0-1. Runners on first and second. Schock is on first. He's singled. Bakula is on second. He's singled as well. Patterson works out of the stretch. Couple looks towards second. Long pause on the mound. The pitch on the way. Changeup runs off the outer edge. 1-1. Nice take there by Baldelli. Looked pretty close there, Dave.
Yeah, but he's been tightening up the strike zone all night. So look for that. Probably will expand as we get later on in this. But I think he wants to test what these pitchers have early on.
1-1 offering on the way. It's a fastball in there, belt high on the outer edge for a strike, 1 and 2. So Patterson jumps ahead, trying to get out of this inning. This is the number 7 hitter in the lineup in Dante Baldelli. Patterson deals. Curveball in the dirt. Good block again by Raposo behind the dish, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
For those of you wondering out there, Dante Baldelli is, in fact, the brother of Rocco Baldelli, former Tampa Bay Devil Rays and, for a short time, Boston Red Sox. Baldelli is from Boston College, batted 85 on the year with 59 at-bats and 3 RBIs.
Certainly a big name in Major League Baseball, absolutely. 2-2 pitch. Fastball, this one grounded sharply foul down the first base line. Also unique about Cardines Field among the field dimensions, hockey-style dugouts right down the first base line. The Newport Gulls dugout is closer towards home plate. You can see it right there on your screen. The Bay Sox with their dugout closer to first base. So among the many nooks and crannies here at the ballpark, that's certainly one of them. Next pitch on the way, fastball, check swing, he went around. Second strikeout of the night for Patterson. But for New Bedford, the damage has been done as New Bedford pushes across 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 2 aboard with 1 Newport error. The Gulls will take their first swings of the night and of the 2017 NECBL season. When we come back, lots of NECBL action coming your way right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Sunday.
Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Opening night in the New England Collegiate Baseball League as the Gulls take their first swings of the 2017 season. And Dave, let's quickly set this starting defensive alignment for the New Bedford Bay Sox. It looks like this from left to right around the infield. At third base for the Bay Sox is Luke Bakula. The shortstop is Corey Joyce. At second, Nick Neville. Karsten Sherman is at first. From left to right in the outfield, Dan Schock is in left. In center field is Zach Kurtz. And in right, Dante Baldelli. Catching the balls and strikes is Cody Doyle. And on the mound, the right-hander from the University of San Francisco, Brendan Jenkins. And Dave, right now, it's go time for this Newport offense against Jenkins.
Hey, I know it's the first AB of the season for the Gulls, but you're already in a 2-0 hole. Let's see what you can do, you know? I want to see these guys put together some good at-bats, make the players on the field make plays. That's what Bay Sox did, and they were able to get 2 across. Again, these players are not necessarily used to the conditions of this infield. So put the ball in play. Let's see what happens.
Of course, I'm joined here in the broadcast booth by Newport Gulls scorekeeper Ben Maxad, Newport Gulls reporter Dave Peck, and Meredith Pepis also up here in the booth with us. We're doing some mid-inning updates throughout the NECBL in a few innings. Meredith, first inning, New Bedford already on the board here. That offense looks pretty good so far.
I know they really showed the Gulls what they're all about, and the Newport Gulls just have to bounce back in the upcoming innings. I mean, they have plenty of time. So yeah, let's just see what they can do. Hopefully, they can do it better than they did.
Absolutely. Drew Archiolo digs in, and he'll chop this one foul, third base side. So Archiolo, center fielder out of Fairfield University. This Fairfield team had a great year. Earned the #1 seed in the MAC tournament. They were eliminated by Iona. And Archiolo had a great year as well. 326 average in 55 played games.
Also was able to add 32 RBIs, which is pretty impressive.
3 home runs as well. 392 on base percentage. Next pitch to Archiolo, curveball that is in the dirt. And the count pushes to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-0 New Bedford here in the bottom half of inning #1. Corey Joyce and Nick Matera both scored for the Bay Sox. New Bedford did it on 3 hits. Took advantage of 1 Newport error in that inning. This is Discover Newport opening night at the ballpark. Next pitch, this one grounded to short. Up with it is Joyce, shuffles to his left third, a first one away.
Yeah, breaking ball there, just got him to roll over to shortstop. Pretty routine play for Joyce.
It'll bring up the left fielder, Cameron Misner, for the Newport Gulls. 6'4", 220 pounds out of Missouri. Missouri earned the #10 seed in the SEC tournament. They were eliminated by South Carolina. Misner played a lot for Missouri. 282 average in 58 starts. 12 doubles, a triple, 7 home runs for the left-handed hitting Misner. Takes a fastball right off the outer edge. It's 1-0. Jenkins works out of the windup. The next pitch on the way. This one fouled off left side. It'll get out of play. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. The shadows here at the ballpark not only starting to creep towards the center fielder, Kurtz of New Bedford, but also here on the left side of the infield. The third base line completely covered in shadows. It's a righty-lefty matchup between Jenkins and Misner. Slider catches the inner corner for a strike right there, about thigh high.
It's about 7:04. Fans really starting to pile into Cardines here. It's great to see on opening night all these people coming out to catch the Gulls.
I mean, you take a look at both of these grandstands, really all filled. Gorgeous night for baseball as a changeup runs wide from Jenkins right there. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drew Archiolo led off for Newport. He grounded out to shortstop, so 1 away, bottom half of the first, no one out, a 2-2 count on Misner. Next pitch on the way. This one, a sinking liner caught by the first baseman Sherman about calf high for the second out of the frame. And I'll tell you what, Misner hit that one right on the nose, Dave, but
yeah,
just right at Sherman.
Good play there by Sherman. Good reaction time. You know, kind of a routine play. People mistake that for being a, you know, that you got the crack of the bat. It's a quick line drive, but if it's right at him, you know, you're just playing catch out there.
So after the line out, brings up the first baseman, Liam McGill. First pitch chopped foul, left side of the home plate circle. Jenkins getting ahead here, 0-1 on McGill. And Liam McGill Also can catch as well, 6'4", 220 pounds out of Columbia. Really had a fantastic year. 338 batting average and 38 starts. Second team all Ivy League selection. 4 home runs, 25 RBIs, a 461 on base percentage as well as he looks at a slider high from Jenkins. The count evens at a ball and a strike. 2-0 New Bedford here, bottom half of the first. Next pitch on the way. Another breaking ball, catches the inner corner for a strike 1 and 2.
Yeah, we got a couple of Ivy League players for the Gulls this season. We got pitcher Reed Anderson from Brown, as well as pitcher Cole O'Connor from Dartmouth.
Jenkins gets his sign from Doyle, sets the target away. Next pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Doyle applies the tag to McGill. First strikeout for Jenkins, and that's how the frame will end. For Newport, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left aboard here in the bottom half of the first. We go to the top half of the second with a score. New Bedford 2, Newport nothing. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, stay connected.
Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network from beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. Cardines Field, the site for the Gulls home opener against the New Bedford Bay Sox. They're already in a 2-0 hole here early on as we go to the top half of the second. For New Bedford, hitters 8, 9, and 1 due up. Cody Doyle, Zach Kurtz, Corey Joyce. Going to try and extend this 2-0 lead. I'm Darren Zaslow, joined by Newport Gulls scorekeeper Ben Maxoud, Dave Peck, Meredith Pepis. We're all with you here in the broadcast booth. Dave, when you look at this New Bedford team right now, offense seems to be getting going a little bit.
They're doing a good job, you know.
Patterson winds and deals the first pitch. It's a fastball that runs just off the outside corner.
Patterson's nibbling a little bit, and he's not getting the calls, so, you know, that causes him to kind of throw it a little bit more over the plate, and they're doing a great job.
Cody Doyle, out of Sacred Heart, once again takes a fastball wide of the zone, 2-0. Hit 226, had 28 hits for Sacred Heart in the NEC, 17 RBIs and 24 walks. Swings an all-tan bat. Next pitch on the way. Fastball, strike 1 call in the inside corner.
Yeah, I'd like to see Patterson work down in the zone a little bit more. Kind of keep it knee level. See if these guys get a few more ground balls.
Patterson working both parts of the plate. The 2-1 pitch misses up and away for ball 3. In the first frame, New Bedford pushed across 2 runs on 3 hits to take this early 2-0 lead. 2-1. This one lifted in the air. Shallow right field coming on is O'Regan. He'll play it on a hop. It's another hit for New Bedford, their 4th of the night. Second time the leadoff man has reached, and it brings up the number 9 hitter, Zach Kurtz, New Bedford center fielder.
Little blooper, dropping in there to right field. Not a miscommunication play, kind of put it right where it had to be. Could have had O'Regan doing something I like to call a Massachusetts slide. You know, the feet first slide like you're going into base, kind of make a little bit of a bucket catch. We saw Trot Nixon do that a lot in the early 2000s up there in Boston.
Zach Kurtz digs in. Squared stance, bent knees, swings a black bat, squares around the bunt, gets this one down. Third base side, the third baseman Duarte charges in, shuffles high throw to first is in time. Nice grab there by McGill, but it does the job as up to second base goes Cody Doyle. Dave, that's how you drew it up. Sacrifice bunt, 5-3.
Hey, a little bit of small ball never hurt anyone. Trying to test out Duarte, who's got a temporary contract here with the Gulls as we wait for the rest of the players to come back from the NCAA tournament. Made a nice play there, you know, took command, called the pitcher off, and made a good throw.
Brings back up the top of the order, and the shortstop, Corey Joyce. He singled and scored the first run of the ball game for New Bedford back in the first inning. He's out of North Carolina Central, touches home plate with the tan barrel of his bat, takes a couple practice swings, and digs in. First pitch from Patterson on the way. Breaking ball, back door, misses wide, 1-0. The runner on second is Cody Doyle. He led off the frame with a single to right field. Takes his lead off the bat. Patterson lifts his leg, next pitch on the way. This one's skied in the air, straight away right field. Coming in a few steps is O'Regan. He reaches up and puts it away for out number 2. F9 if you're keeping score with us at home. Here comes the second baseman, Nick Neville, the number 2 hitter in this New Bedford lineup. Nice job there, though, by Patterson. Dave got the fly out, got what he needed.
Yeah, perfect. You know, they gave up an out with the bunt. Hindsight's 20/20, but now they got a runner on second with 2 outs, so we'll see what we can do. We got Neville with the high fastball last time. Be interesting to see what kind of approach he takes this time around.
Neville, left-handed hitter, wears an elbow guard on that front elbow, black wrist tape, all red batting gloves. First pitch, fastball misses just a pinch outside, 1-0.
Definitely pinching Patterson, making it tough on him early.
Patterson gets his sign from Raposo. He likes what he sees. Raposo sets that target low and away. Long pause on the mound from Patterson. Lifts his leg, deals an elevated fastball. This one fouled off to the left side and out of play. Neville just slightly late on that offering as the count evens at a ball and a strike.
That one into Discover Newport probably caught a car there, huh? Hopefully not mine. I'm parked right over there.
Shadows continuing to creep down the third base line towards the mound. The entire home plate circle also covered as well, but just a truly gorgeous night for baseball. Picture perfect opening night in the city by the sea. Patterson once again sets the tan glove at the belt. Next pitch, curveball fouled off left side.
It's just such a special place to play ball and watch baseball for that matter. Got a couple of houses, and the fence here at Cardines is basically modeled and kind of molded around the property lines out there in the outfield. There's a guy in left field. We got a porch, and he kind of sits out there, and, you know, he'll have his thing, and his porch really goes right up to the fence.
Got the playground in left field as well. Next pitch, fastball grounded weakly to short, charging in as Heiss. He has it, fires the first, and that will end the frame. Patterson works out of giving up a leadoff single, but a sac bunt, a fly out, and a ground out will bail out the southpaw from Bryant in Patterson. For New Bedford, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 aboard with no Newport errors. The Gulls will take their second swings of the night when we come back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
And here we go. What do we got here?
We go bottom 2 here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. It's a 2-0 New Bedford lead here on opening night. It's Discover Newport opening night here at the ballpark. Magnet schedule giveaway. Packed house here at Cardines Field. What more can you ask for? And for Newport, they went down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the first. They'll send up hitters. 4, 5, and 6, Liam O'Regan, Nicholas Raposo, and Michael Webb to go to work against the right-hander Brendan Jenkins out of the University of San Francisco. And Dave, Jenkins did a really nice job there back in that first frame. In my opinion, the key to his success now and going forward, continuing to throw strikes and get ahead.
Strikes, that's how you win ball games. You got a good defense behind you. All these guys can play. Throw strikes, keep your players involved, keep them awake, make them make plays. That's the formula to winning.
From Elon University.
So here we go. Jenkins toes the rubber.
Rhode Island.
He'll get set to face Liam O'Regan. He's in right field here tonight for the Gulls. O'Regan, 6'2", 215 pounds out of Elon. First pitch to him is a fastball that misses off the outer black for ball 1.
Batted 145 on the year in college, 6 RBIs, 8 hits off 28 appearances, 17 starts.
The Gulls are being out hit 4-0 right now as O'Regan takes a big hack and a miss. At a breaking ball there from Jenkins. He falls behind 0-2.
Jenkins showing off the stuff early. He's got a lot of movement on his breaking ball, doing a good job of keeping it around the strike zone.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Check that. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. So nice job here by O'Regan. Here's just trying to stay alive, put the ball in play. Wears the orange and blue batting gloves. And that one cut on a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout in a row here for Jenkins. Newport just, Dave, right now just trying to get a runner on base. Here comes Nicholas Raposo, the catcher.
Yeah, at this point, they just got to start taking some cuts, maybe back off a little bit on the pace of their cuts, try and get something in play.
Yep.
You know, take the blueprint that Bedford had, huh?
Jenkins gets his sign from Doyle. Target set away once again. A hard fastball catches the inner corner for a strike. 0-1 on Raposo. 2-0 New Bedford, bottom 2 here, Cardines. This one's skied in the air down the right field line. The right fielder, Baldelli, will see it out of play over the warehouse, right down that right field line.
How many balls in the warehouse do you think we're going to see this year?
Oh, man.
Probably a lot.
And how many are going to hit it, right? 0-2 the count on Raposo. Again, just another one of the unique aspects about this ballpark.
And for the right fielder there is no warning track, there's no padding, there is a concrete wall for that warehouse. You know, if he's going to have to make a play down the right field line, he'll have to do a little bit of sliding, a little bit of feeling it out.
Yep. Certainly understanding the field dimensions here, the importance of that cannot be said enough. Jenkins ahead of Raposo, 0-2, he winds and fires. Breaking ball, check swing, tapped foul, left side of the home plate circle as Raposo stays alive.
Raposo from Wheaton College, actually kind of a semi-rival of Bowdoin College. We play them down in Florida. Very good program, very good coach. Batted .287 on the year.
Raposo 5'10", 190 pounds. Is a Wheaton College team that went 27 and 17 overall this year. This one grounded right back to the mound on a hop by Jenkins. He spears it, takes a few steps, underhand flip to first for the out, and there's 2 down here in the frame.
That's another one. Kind of hit hard, unfortunately, right at him. Just got to keep doing that. Keep trusting the process. You know, that's baseball. Some of them are going to get caught. Some of them will fall.
So Michael Webb, the second baseman, digs in, left-handed hitter. Represents the number 6 spot in this Newport lineup. 5'9", 170 pounds, and a Rhode Island college. 35 starts this year. Webb hit .338, 3 doubles, 2 triples, 22 RBIs, 23 runs scored. He will look at a fastball that is elevated in the zone for ball 1. 2-0 New Bedford, bottom 2, bases empty. And a pair of outs in the frame as Webb once again looks at a pitch off the plate. 2-0. Really, Dave, seems like the first time that Jenkins has fallen behind all night.
Yeah, he's been pounding it. You know, we'll see what Webb can do here. Got a hitter's count. Just put the ball in play. See what happens.
Swings an all-black bat. Ankle guard on the front foot. Elbow guard on the front elbow. Take a breaking ball the outer edge for a strike.
Of course, easier said than done.
Certainly. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Webb. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Jenkins against Michael Webb at a Rhode Island college. He'll chop this one off the glove of Jenkins. Bobbled, picks it up, fires the first. Inning over. Nice job by Jenkins on the mound here in the inning. Struck out Liam O'Regan, the leadoff hitter in the frame, and then did some pitcher's fielding practice work himself. For Newport, no runs, no hits, no errors. None left aboard. We go to the top half of the third with a score. New Bedford 2, Newport nothing. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The New England Collegiate Baseball.
We go to the top half of the third here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Alongside Ben Maxow, Dave Tech, Meredith Peppis, I'm Darren Zaslin. Gorgeous night for opening night here in the New England Collegiate Baseball League's first game of the regular season. Meredith, why don't you take us through what this NECBL scoreboard looks like? Lots of games going on throughout the league as last night's games were rained out.
Yeah, so Mystic and Plymouth are still tied 0-0. Stanford is up against North Adams, who is hosting them at home. Winnipesaukee is down against the home team, Vermont. Keene is also the home team, and they're facing against Danbury. They're also up 1-0. And then here at Cardines Field, the Newport Gulls are 2-0 to the Bay Sox.
Absolutely, Newport in an early hole against this New Bedford team, and they scored both of those runs back in that first inning. So the Bay Sox right now going to try and add on to this lead. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 due up as Nick Matera looks at a fastball on the inner half of the plate for a strike. It is 0-1. Matera reached on an error and scored back in the first. He actually scored the second run of the ball game as a fastball runs wide of the zone. It's 1-1. Dave, certainly seems like Patterson is starting to find a little bit of a groove here since that first frame.
Yeah, definitely. He's thrown 37 pitches as that ball is hit into the hole past the shortstop. He's thrown 37 pitches, 12 of them strikes, not counting that last at-bat. So early in the game, started to get behind in counts. Now he's starting to put more strikes around. He's kind of getting used to the umpire's calls, but you know, that's a good hit there by Matera.
Matera hit that one right on the button. Hit number 5 of this evening's ball game for the Bay Sox as Matera is aboard at first for the cleanup hitter Karsten Sherman. New Bedford's first baseman reached on a fielder's choice. Looks at a fastball away. It is 1-0.
I think pitch selection here for these Bay Sox batters has been key. Not chasing the balls and then finding something they can put in play, put in a hole.
Patterson is ready. Once again, lifts the leg. Next pitch. Fastball grounded up the middle. Past the dive of the second baseman, Webb into center field. Going around second, heading for third is Matera. And he will beat the throw from Archiolo. So it puts runners on the corners. Very aggressive base running, Dave, by Matera. New Bedford hit number 6 of the evening, and the Bay Sox are in business.
Yeah, you know, he's just trying to get into scoring range. He's at third, nobody out, so now he's at third, nobody out. He can maybe get a sacrifice fly opportunity. Also, great job by Patterson backing it up. There's not a lot of room back there for the batter advance to second, but nonetheless, a good job there.
Patterson pitching to contact here early on. He has not walked anyone yet. So if you're looking at some of the positives, he's throwing strikes. Just got to credit New Bedford right now as Luke Bakula digs in. He's 1 for 1. He singled back in the first. First pitch, this one chopped foul off to the left side of the home plate circle. So Patterson jumps ahead 0-1 against Bakula, who's manning the hot corner here tonight and batting 5th in the Bay Sox lineup.
Started him off with a breaking ball there, able to get the foul ball.
Bakula out of Kansas. Hit 125 for the Jayhawks. Had a couple doubles, a couple RBIs as well. Swings an all-tan bat. Next pitch. This one, a one-hopper to second baseman. Webb could be 2. Flips to second for 1. Heiss's relay throw to first is in time. But coming home to score the 3rd run of the ballgame for New Bedford is Matera, as the Bay Sox take a 3-0 lead off of the 4-6-3 double play.
And right there, Darren, you see the aggressive base running coming into play early, able to get the runner into third. Would not have scored if he had not done that. Double play for the Gulls, but another run for the Bay Sox.
Digging in for New Bedford is Dan Schock, the left fielder. He's 1 for 1. Swings at an elevated fastball in towards the hands. 0-1. Schock wearing a red arm sleeve on that right arm. Black elbow guard on the front elbow. Takes a big hack and a miss. And a low pitch right there. Nice breaking ball from Patterson. It's 0-2. A lot of pine tar on the handle of that bat. The tan barrel. Next pitch. This one chopped weakly to second. Charging in is Webb. Gloves it. Throws on the run to first. And that will end the frame. Down goes Dan Schock, 4-3, but once again, New Bedford's offense making some noise. They push across 1 run on 2 hits. They leave nobody aboard with no Newport errors. The Gulls will try and crack the scoreboard here for the first time in 2017. When we come back, we go to the bottom half of the 3rd with a score: New Bedford 3, Newport 0. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the bottom half of inning number 3 as the Gulls are looking for their first hit of the ball game. They have been retired 6 batters in a row by right-hander for New Bedford. Brendan Jenkins at the University of San Francisco. Dave, he's been tremendous so far. He's
been really good. He's been able to work the zone, make these players swing at pitches they don't want to, and get some outs.
Adam Duarte digs in. He's at third base, 6'3", 185 pounds. Looks at a fastball off the inner edge for ball 1. Duarte out of Curry College, team that went 15-20 overall, 10-6 in the Commonwealth Coast Conference. Stands tall from the right side.
Duarte, of course, making that nice play on the bunt earlier in the game.
Next pitch, breaking ball, catches the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. 3-0 New Bedford, bottom half of inning number 3 here on opening night at Cardines Field. 1-1, another bender in there for a strike. It's now 1-2 on Adam Duarte. The number 7 hitter in this Newport lineup. Swings the black-barreled bat, white handle. This one chopped off of Duarte's front shoulder. It's a foul ball. Count holds at a ball and 2 strikes.
Helmet, shoulder, something up there. You don't see that very often. He was leaning so far down to get it. Kind of bounced up and caught him up high.
So we'll see what Duarte can do here. All ready for Jenkins. A couple strikeouts here on the evening. As these shadows continue to creep on Cardines Field, now left center field showing some shadows, as well as basically the entire left side of this infield. Just a gorgeous night, not a single cloud in the sky here in the city by the sea. Fans have packed all the grandstands here at the ballpark. Tons of community support. Just really a gorgeous night for baseball. Next pitch on the way. Ring him up, strike 3 on the outside corner. Nice fastball there from Jenkins. His 3rd fan hitter of the night. Brings up the shortstop, Kevin Heiss.
Yeah, I mean, you got everybody here. You got families, I've seen players from some of these Gulls collegiate teams coming to support their boys out here tonight. What more can you ask for?
So we'll see what Heiss can do. Certainly the community support absolutely felt throughout this entire ballpark. Really nice to see. Heiss hits from the left side. Has the back foot at the back point of home plate as he takes a fastball away. Jenkins holds the black glove right in front of the letters. He winds and fires. Curveball, strike 1 on the outside corner. Right at the knees, good pitch. Went to that backdoor bender. Kevin Heiss, 5'9", 170 pounds at a Rhode Island college. Check that out at Rhode Island. Takes a fastball away off the outer edge. And the count now 2-1. Rhode Island, real good year, Dave. 31-22 overall, 17 and 6 in the Atlantic 10. Big swing and a miss from Heiss right there. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and Heiss had himself a year. 347 batting average, of course, 48 RBIs. Also a stolen base threat. He had 12 on the season. That led his team.
Next pitch on the way. Foul tipped into the glove of Doyle. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Jenkins. And really looks like right now, Dave, Jenkins is cruising, not only because he's getting ahead, but he's throwing all of his pitches for strikes, it seems like right now with the fastball and that breaking ball.
All of his pitches for strikes, and those that aren't strikes are enticing for these hitters, because the more strikes you throw, the more the hitter feels like they need to swing, and then you mix in a ball, and they'll swing for it.
Matthew Murphy digs in, designated hitter. Dave, you got to interview him before the game. Takes a big swing and a miss at a first pitch there from Jenkins. Jenkins winds and delivers the next pitch. Fastball runs high in towards the hands.
Yeah, Murphy from URI actually is a pitcher.
There you go.
DHing today because we are a little short-handed, of course, because of the players in the NCAA tournament. Seemed like he was comfortable with a bat in his hand when I was watching him in BP.
Wears white batting gloves. Next pitch to Murphy runs low. And the count pushes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Bottom half of inning number 3. It's a 3-0 New Bedford lead. 2-1 the count to the designated hitter, Matthew Murphy. Next pitch. Change up. Strike 2 called on the inner half.
Jenkins doing a great job of mixing up his pitches, keeping these Gulls hitters guessing. Murphy actually originally went to Assumption College, Division II, then made the transfer to the University of Rhode Island.
Next pitch to Murphy. This one bounced weakly to third. Charging in is Bakula. Fields on the run. Third, a first inning over. Jenkins, perfect so far through 3 innings of play. Newport still looking for that first hit of the ball game. It's a New Bedford lead here at 3-0 at Cardines Field on opening night in the NECBL. Let's go to the top half of the fourth inning. More NECBL action coming your way right here on the Newport Gulls Baseball Network and NECBL Broadcast Network.
Who is going to compete?
Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the top half of inning number 4 here at Cardines Field. It's a 3-0 New Bedford lead over the Newport Gulls. And for the Bay Sox, it's hitters numbers 7, 8, and 9. Baldelli, Doyle, and Kurtz getting ready to face Newport Gulls southpaw Jack Patterson, who enters his 4th frame of work. Darren Zaslow with you here in the broadcast booth alongside Ben Maxout, Dave Peck, and Meredith Pepis as the first pitch from Patterson hits the front leg of Baldelli, and he will jog down to first base from that hit by pitch. Not an ideal way to start the frame, Dave, at all.
No, certainly not. That ball just stayed in. I don't know if Baldelli put a knee out, try and catch it a little bit. We'll look at the replay, but it seemed like he just left it inside, and that's the last thing you want to do to start off an inning.
Cody Doyle digs in. He's 1 for 1. He singled back in the second. This one lined to right field. That one gets through for a base hit. To second base goes Baldelli. And once again, another single off the bat of Cody Doyle, his 2nd of the ball game. New Bedford's offense seems to be clicking here in the top half of the 4th.
That right there, Darren, a product of double play depth. Left the hole a little bit open. What are you going to do? You got to gamble a little bit. We've seen more and more shifts happening at the major league level. Not that that's a shift, but a little defensive alignment change. Ground ball right to second base, up into right field.
Great job as well going with that pitch by Doyle as a fastball on that outer part of the plate. Just put the barrel on the baseball. Approach, certainly a key thing here at the collegiate level for sure. As Zach Kurtz, the center fielder, digs in. Zach had a sac bunt back in the second inning. He swings at an elevated fastball right there. It's 0-1 on Kurtz.
Patterson's velocity has certainly been there. He's been able to get a lot of people to chase high. It's just kind of mixing it up, and like you said, good approach by the Bay Sox.
0-1 pitch. Bender swung on a miss for strike 2. So Patterson gets ahead 0-2 on Zach Kurtz. Runners on first and second, though, for New Bedford, courtesy of a hit by pitch and a single. Doyle's on first. Baldelli is on second. With no one out in the frame, top 4, 3-0 New Bedford. Next pitch runs high and wide to Kurtz for ball 1.
We don't have a radar gun on him, but what would you say he's throwing right now?
I definitely think upper 80s for sure.
Upper 80s,
yeah.
I agree.
Upper 80s. Definitely seems to have that hard fastball. Some nice two-seam run on that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Patterson readies and fires. This one chopped foul. Third base side will do it again, 1-2.
The lefty run. All southpaws, they just, that's why it's tough. Right-handed batters sometimes pick up lefty because of that two-seam action kind of running away from them.
Running away from a righty, absolutely, like you said, and then running in on left-handed batters. It's not easy to hit any way that you cut it. I think you make a great point with that. And Patterson, when he's been able to get that fastball located well, that's when he's definitely had some more success. 1-2 curveball, sharp ground ball to first, bobbled by McGill. He's going to throw to second for 1. The fake throw by Heist. He's going to throw to the plate. Ball is loose by Raposo, and the run scores as a hard collision into Raposo. Jogged that ball loose as Baldelli came in pretty hard right there, but scores everything clean. That's just a product of baseball. And again, you see it right there. This New Bedford offense really starting to click as Kurtz reaches on the fielder's choice.
Another gutsy base running call by Coach Bolgar. He wants his players to run, and it's so far paying off for him as we get a little bit of a mound visit.
Heist did exactly what you want on that play. He faked the throw to first, came home with it. He saw that Baldelli was breaking to the plate. And it seemed like, again, just a big collision there at the dish between Baldelli and Raposo. Raposo did his job blocking home plate. But again, just simply a product of baseball. It's 4-0 New Bedford here in the top half of the fourth with one away.
I don't know if you saw that softball highlight of the outfield assist when the catcher was able to catch it perfect timing, make the tag at the runner coming home. Called for interference, and it caused quite a bit of uproar for that team. And, you know, it was all over the internet for a little while. So a little bit different here, but similar. You got to watch out for the batter's interference. I think they'll let them play a little bit more here in Newport.
Absolutely, and again, those are certain things that sort of vary based off of umpire, situation, also the level of play that you're at. You know, a lot of things go into that, but certainly something to keep an eye on as Corey Joyce will step in from the right side. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses low and away for ball one. Joyce here this evening. 1 for 2, single and a run scored. He also flew out to right field back in the second. Off of first is Kurtz, who reached on that fielder's choice. Next pitch, fastball fouled straight back right at us. It's 1-1.
You know, I would say that the higher up, the higher level you get, the more they let you play, the less concerned they are necessarily about the safety of the players. That's starting to change, as you see, even in the major league, after a couple of slides in the second base, causing quite a stir, especially here in Boston. But even last year, they're starting to change the rules to kind of protect these players a little bit more.
Patterson sets the tan glove at the belt buckle. Pickoff move to first. They have Kurtz caught in between. Throw from McGill to Heiss covering is in time as they get Kurtz leaning there and tried to make something happen of it. Tried to beat a couple throws. Got to like the aggressiveness if you're a Bay Sox fan, but credit the Gulls defense right there. Nice job there from McGill. A nice tag from Heiss at the second base bag, and there's 2 down.
Looked like he was going first move lefty there. That's the gamble you take, you know. Picks up the foot, maybe he's going to the plate, maybe he's coming over. Kind of did in the water, but.
High fastball there from Patterson.
Yeah, he did the right thing, continuing to run, try and force them to make maybe a throwing error, get into second base safe.
Laid off there by Joyce, 2-1. And again, you think about it, and that's a good move from Patterson on the mound. Also making a good throw initially over to first to give McGill a chance. 2-1 offering. Breaking ball misses wide, 3-1. 4-0 New Bedford, top half of the fourth. 2 outs in the frame with the bases empty. For the Bay Sox leadoff man, Corey Joyce is at shortstop here tonight. 3-1 pitch from Patterson. This one fouled off right side, gets out of play. And the count pushes full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
7:42 this evening. The lights are turned on here at Cardians, and it's good to see them all working properly, for the first game of the season.
Absolutely. Again, you know, certainly lighting here definitely looks good as Patterson delivers a fastball low of the zone for ball 4. So Corey Joyce is aboard with a 2-out walk here in the fourth. First walk of the night issued by Jack Patterson.
I was going to say, that's the first walk of the night. He's had a little command struggle, but hasn't manifested itself in walks. It's more of been batters able to get in good counts to put a good swing on a ball they like in the zone.
Patterson will now work from the stretch. He steps off now, gets back on the rubber. McNeville digs in first pitch. Front door curveball runs high. It's laid off 1-0. Neville here tonight. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to shortstop back in the second. Wears an elbow guard on that front elbow. Back foot on the back line in the left-handed batter's box. This one drilled deep right center field. That's going to be off the fence. Around second, heading for third is Joyce. He'll pull up there, sliding safely into second. Right behind him is Neville. The Bay Sox are in business with runners in scoring position on second and third for Nick Matera with a couple outs in the inning.
Right there, I think Archeolo did a great job getting it in. Little miscommunication between Heiss and Webb. Kind of had 2 cuts. No one was covering second. Neville was able to take advantage of it. You see on the replay there, nobody covering second. He's able to get in. And that's a heads-up base running. I got to give these guys credit. They're doing a great job on the base pass, putting a lot of pressure on Newport to be in the right position at all times.
Nick Matera will step in. 1 for 2, single and a run scored. Also scored back in the first, so 2 runs scored already by Matera. He reached on an error back in the first. That was the second run of the ball game. First pitch to him, fastball at the knees, strike one on the outside corner. Patterson thus far has issued only one walk. So New Bedford has really earned all this offensive production they have received thus far, as this one is chopped foul. Third base side Weekly, 0-2.
That was probably Neville's hit there. That was probably the first stroke, I'd call it, we saw kind of into the gap. Most of them have been in the hole here, in the hole here, in the hole there. You know, that was the first one to the fence that we've seen.
8 hits for New Bedford, none for the Gulls, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, Patterson gets out of the jam. For New Bedford, they get no runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 aboard with no Newport errors. The Gulls offense will try and find a rhythm as we go to the bottom half of the 4th with a score. New Bedford 4, Newport 0. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network. Let's go to the bottom half of inning number 4 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The New Bedford Bay Sox currently leading over the Newport Gulls by a score of 4-0. The Bay Sox out hitting the Gulls 8-0 in the ball game. Darren Zaslow with you here alongside Ben Maxoud, Dave Peck, Meredith Peppis. Dave, it makes sense when you look at the score and you look at these stats. The numbers make sense, and they tell the story pretty well here tonight.
How much can you say? I think Jenkins is just doing a great job of keeping these Gulls guessing. They've gotten a few more balls in play recently, but the Ks are starting to add up. He's got 4 right now. We go to the top of the order. Let's see if we can do a little bit more the second time around.
Well, Newport will send up their top of the order, and Drew Archiolo 0 for 1 with a ground out to shortstop. Still on the hill for the Bay Sox is the right-hander Brendan Jenkins, who's perfect thus far through 3 innings of play. Shadows cover the entire infield now at the ballpark. First pitch to Archiolo. This one a sharp ground ball to third. Gets past the glove of Bakula down the left field line. Archiolo is going to take a wide turnaround first and hold up there. We'll see how the scorekeeper wants to rule this one. It's a sharply hit ground ball, and they're going to give Archiolo a hit. So there you go. Perfect game broken up here in the bottom half of the 4th by Drew Archiolo. He's aboard at first base for Cameron Misner, the left fielder. He's 0 for 1.
I was going to wonder if one of us was going to have to say it. You said it there. You know, he got the single, got the monkey off the back, bottom of the 4th, first base hit, first hit of the game. Let's see if we can roll this.
Here comes Cameron Misner, left fielder, 0 for 1, lined out to the first baseman back in the 1st. Big left-handed hitter, swings an all-black bat. First pitch, fastball, sharp ground ball, past the dive of the shortstop Joyce in the left field. Archiolo flying into second. Shock's going to throw behind him, but that throw is not in time into second base. So back-to-back hits for the Gulls here, Dave. Newport's in business with runners on first and second.
There you go again, Darren. Double play depth, hard hit ball by Meisner, able to get by the diving shortstop. And don't look now, but we got 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Let's see if we can get something across, kind of break into this 4-0 lead.
Liam McGill will dig in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Newport's first baseman, number 3 hitter. McGill had a tremendous season at Columbia. And this is a guy you want up at the plate right now. Hit .338 in 38 starts, played in 39 games, hit .338, like I said, 133 at-bats, 45 hits, 4 home runs, 25 RBIs. Stands tall from the right side, wears the high royal blue socks. Looks at a front door curveball that runs wide of the outer black for ball 1.
Second time around now, starting to get a better idea of what they want to do at the plate, being a little more selective, trying to find their pitch here against Jenkins.
Jenkins gets his sign from Doyle. They agree on the signal. Jenkins sets the black glove at the belt buckle. Next pitch, this one chopped off his glove to shortstop. Glove by Joyce, steps on the bag for 1. His throw to first is in time. Tough luck there for Liam McGill. It goes 6-3, unassisted is the double play. To third base goes Archiolo. But I'll tell you what, if you are on the mound for New Bedford, Brendan Jenkins, that is exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, I gotta say, if he didn't hit that, I think that might have gotten through, unless there was some diving play, a little flip there from Joyce. Give him credit. That's another good play. Things are bouncing their way. Got a runner at third now here, though. Try and get one. Try and get one across here with 2 outs.
It's Liam O'Regan, the right fielder, cleanup hitter in this Newport lineup. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. O'Regan out of Elon, a team that won 24-32 this year. He'll take a fastball knee high on the outside black for a strike. It's 0-1. The runner on third is Drew Archiolo. Led off the frame with a single, Newport's first hit of the night here in the bottom half of the fourth. 0-1 from Jenkins. Skied in the air, foul right side will get out of play. And the count pushes to 0-2.
Better call Newport Glass.
Big pitch coming on the way from the right-hander Jenkins.
Jenkins a strikeout victim last time, getting himself into some tough counts here.
He's going to work out of the windup with Archiolo on third. He kicks and fires. Fastball just misses wide of the zone, 1-2.
That's a good pitch, though. You don't want to give him anything too good. A little bit off the plate. That can entice a hitter. Very good job there by O'Regan laying it off, but good pitch by Jenkins, 0-2.
We'll see what he decides to go with here. Liam O'Regan at the dish with his team trailing 4-0 in the bottom half of the fourth. With 2 outs, he just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. New Bedford, thus far offensively, scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Jenkins had a perfect game going into this frame, but some clutch hitting by the Gulls to try and at least get this offense rolling ended that. Jenkins working quickly, he deals a fastball. This one gets by Doyle. Archiolo is going to come in to score. The first run of the 2017 NECBL season is scored by Drew Archiolo. We'll see how the official score will rule it, either a pass ball or a wild pitch. And that's what's going to be, a wild pitch as the fastball gets away from Doyle. It's 4-1 New Bedford. Just what the Gulls needed there, Dave.
Kind of spiked that curveball a little bit. I should say. Really spiked that curveball. But I got to tell you, almost got the bounce off the backstop. Doyle had a little bit of trouble picking it up. Jenkins not quite there on time, but real aggressive base running. Able to get the first run. Maybe that'll loosen these guys up a little bit. Maybe we'll see a few more batters coming around the bases here.
Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. New Bedford will have a meeting on the mound. So we'll see what Jenkins can do. Once again, this is Discover Newport night here at the ballpark. The honor guard before the game was the Newport Artillery Company and Providence Fire, the national anthem, sung beautifully by the choir school of Newport County.
Really nice job. That was one of the better national anthems I've heard, especially live.
Really fantastic pregame festivities and ceremonies.
Now you got 2 strikes here. Approach has got to be let the ball get deep, see it long, try and hit it the other way into right field. Let's see what happens here with the 2-2 count.
Pitch on the way. This one chopped foul weakly left side of the home plate circle. So once again, O'Regan stays alive. And Dave, that's exactly what you want to see these Newport hitters do. If Jenkins is going to have success, then so be it. But at least make him work, make him throw pitches. Newport doing that right now. O'Regan does some maintenance in the right-handed batter's box. Swings a black-barreled bat, a tan-handled blue and orange batting gloves. The Newport Gulls helmets here tonight are all blue. 2-2 pitch. Curveball runs in towards the front elbow of O'Regan, and the count pushes full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. 4-1 New Bedford. Newport scored a run here in the frame off of a wild pitch, and the payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Great pitch there from Jenkins to get out of the inning. But for Newport, offense seems to be getting rolling just a little bit. They get 1 run on a couple hits. They leave no one aboard with no New Bedford errors. We go to the top half of the 5th with your score. New Bedford 4, Newport 1. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the ballpark here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The Gulls offense got rolling a little bit back in that bottom half of the 4th. Pushed across a run on a couple hits. New Bedford now will try and answer. Still on the mound for the Gulls is Southpaw Jack Patterson out of Bryant. And for the Bay Sox, hitters 4, 5, and 6, you have Karsten Sherman, Luke Bakula, Dan Schock. Going to try and extend this 3-1 lead for the Bay Sox. Darren Zaslow here with you in the booth alongside Ben Maxad, Dave Peck, Meredith Pepis, all enjoying some fantastic NECBL opening night action. Dave, looking at this team right now, you know, for the Newport Gulls, a much-needed run pushed across back in that bottom half of the 4th.
Yeah, that's huge. We're about halfway through the game.
First pitch to Karsten Sherman in there for a strike on the outer edge on 1-1.
Big job to make Jenkins work a little bit more. He's had 34 pitches, wasn't too much, but 8 pitch at bat there by O'Regan, which is the longest of the day for him.
Absolutely, definitely a game-changing at bat potentially. One pitch misses high. Next pitch, this one absolutely hammered deep left center field. Sends Archiolo and Misner back, and that ball is out of here. It's a solo shot off the bat of Karsten Sherman here in the top half of the 5th. His first of the year. Gives New Bedford a 5-1 lead.
That ball middle in, right in the wheelhouse, elevated it a little too much. Sherman just did a great job getting the barrel out, put it right over that IHOP side.
That ball was well struck, that is for sure. Here comes the number 5 hitter, Luke Bakula.
That's kind of where he struggled, is putting too many balls around the plate, in the thick of the plate, not doing enough to kind of pinch at the corners.
Bakula digs in, swings an all-tan bat, wears white batting gloves, white wrist tape as well, looks at a fastball up and away for ball 1. Bakula, 1 for 2 this evening with a single back in the 1st. He grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the 3rd. As Patterson gets a fastball over right there to even the count of the ball and a strike. Next pitch from the southpaw, curveball. Tapped weakly foul left side of the home plate circle, 1-2.
I'd like to see him mix in that curveball a little more, especially if he can throw for a strike, which I think he's been doing a pretty good job keeping it close to plate. Try and throw it a little deeper in counts, try and mix it up, keep these guys guessing, because they're so far been a little bit on the fastball.
New Bedford out hitting Newport 9-2 as Bakula lays off an elevated fastball in towards the hands to level the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Patterson puts the glove over the head. Next pitch, backdoor bender in there, called strike 3, right on the inside corner. That's a great pitch from Patterson.
Here we go, we got a 2-2 count. Curveball, backdoor, fools him a little bit. He was thinking fastball, and he gets himself a K. That's exactly what we need there from Patterson.
4th strikeout of the night for the Bryant southpaw, Jack Patterson. 1 away in the frame after the Karsten Sherman solo home run to lead off the top of the 5th. Here comes the left fielder, Dan Schock. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. He'll sky this one in the air deeply down the right field line. It'll slice foul and get out of play over the warehouse, located right down the right field line. So Patterson jumps ahead here, Dave, and again, that's what you want. He's pitching the contact, you know what I mean? And that's definitely something here. It's a long summer as he deals a fastball there and gets ahead 0-2.
He is. That's why it's tricky. You know, you say you don't want him to leave too many balls around the plate, but you also don't want him walking guys. He only has 1 walk. You want them to put the ball in play. I think thus far they've just been doing a good job. You know, they've gotten a little bit lucky, finding holes here and there, putting some good swings on the ball, but I think right now he's got to work on mixing up his pitches, keeping the batters guessing.
Missed high with the 0-2 offering. Here's the 1-2. Backdoor curveball, sharply grounded back to the mound. Nice stop by Patterson. He will throw out Dan Schock, and there's 2 away. What a play by Patterson. And Dave, how about the pitcher's defense here tonight? Patterson and Jenkins, they've been sensational there on the bump.
I was going to say, it looks like it's February, PFP practice, you know, in the field house. All these pitchers kind of getting their glove working today.
1-3. Here comes Dante Baldelli, the right fielder, as Patterson falls behind here 1-0. Baldelli 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. He's hit by a pitch in the fourth and scored. Stands tall from the right side, swings an all-black bat. Next pitch, backdoor curveball in there on the inner half for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, I'd like to see him use that curveball more.
Certainly a good-looking pitch, absolutely. 1-1 offering. Curveball, this one chopped weakly to the mound. Gloved by Patterson, takes a few steps, underhanded flip to first. Will end the frame. So Patterson works around that solo home run, given up to Karsten Sherman, the leadoff hitter in the inning. Cleanup batter for New Bedford. But does the job there with a strikeout and fields the baseball well to retire Dan Schonk and Dante Baldelli. Let's go to the bottom half of the fifth. We're halfway home here on the NECBL Broadcast Network with a score, New Bedford 5, Newport 1.
Looking for stats?
Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the bottom half of the fifth. We're halfway home here on opening night between the New Bedford Bay Sox and the Newport Gulls. And a new pitcher on the mound here for the New Bedford Bay Sox. They're going to go to the southpaw. Where's the number 30? Darian Reagans out of Delaware State University, 6'2", 210 pounds. He's a rising senior. Resides in Dover, Delaware. Looks like he's throwing pretty hard from that left side. So definitely here, Dave, for Newport, a different look. You go from the right-hander Jenkins to the southpaw Darian Reagans out of Delaware State University.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to switch it up, maybe save some arms. It's the first game of the season. They just came off a long college season. Jenkins only gave up 2 hits, 1 run. They went straight to the bullpen. I kind of like the move. See what your guys have early on in the season. You got a little bit of a lead, 4-run lead here in the fifth. See what he's got. Put him out there when he's comfortable and kind of let things roll.
We'll see what Newport can do. They'll send up hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup. Nicholas Raposo, Michael Webb, Adam Duart to try and chip into this 5-1 New Bedford lead here in the bottom half of the fifth. Newport last year against New Bedford, Dave, 2-4. So New Bedford has had this team's number in the recent past. Looks like that here tonight, at least early on, but still plenty of time for the Gulls to get this offense going. We'll see what Nicholas Raposo can do. He's 0 for 1, grounded back out to the mound in the second inning. Reagans will work out of the stretch. He kicks and fires a hard two-seam fastball, catches the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1.
And we're gonna see that lefty cut. The Bay Sox have been seeing it from our guy Patterson. Now we're gonna see a little bit of it.
Next pitch on the way. This one grounded right back to the mound. Reagan spears it there, takes a few steps. Underhanded flip to Sherman at first, 1 away.
Another PFP, Darren, another PFP.
We've seen it all night, and there you see it once again. And not only easy, pitcher's fielding practice here tonight, sharp ground balls, a one-hopper right there to Reagans. You can see on the replay, he speared that one on the mound. Had plenty of time to throw out Raposo as Michael Webb steps in from the left side. Second baseman 0 for 1. Grounded out to the mound. Back in the second. Lefty-lefty matchup right here. Reagans against Webb. Works out of the stretch. First pitch. Fastball in there for a strike on the outside corner.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Webb's going to have to do a good job. He's going to have quick hands so he doesn't get jammed if Reagans is going to go inside with his running two-seam fastball.
Third baseman Bakula plays about 5 steps to his left. So does the shortstop Joyce. 0-1. Fouled off left side, 0-2.
How many times did we see the Yankees bring in pitchers, Mike Myers, Tom Gordon to face David Ortiz, Sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't, to be frank. But, it's a strategy, lefty-lefty matchup again. Ball running inside, and then they're able to get you. They go outside and maybe have a little bit of a slider. So you're thinking inside, they go outside slider, and they can get you.
Reagans kicks and deals a front door curveball. That one dealt 58 feet. It's in the dirt, 1-2. 5-1 your score in favor of New Bedford here in the bottom half of the fifth. 1 out and the base is empty for the number 6 hitter in this Gulls lineup, the second baseman Michael Webb. The pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. The tag is applied by Doyle. And there is 2 away quickly here in the bottom half of the 5th.
Very good pitch there. Down in the dirt. He was up 1-2 on the count. Not a hittable pitch at all, but again, kept him guessing. These hitters for the Gulls have been behind in the count all night, and you can see it kind of starting to wear on them a little bit.
Certainly, and right now, Reagan's could be in line for the victory with Jenkins only working 4 innings. So this is certainly, you know, a big spot in this game if Reagan's can keep this lead for New Bedford where it is, as he deals a curveball that catches the outer edge for a strike.
Another curveball. It's 3 or 4 in a row.
Next 0-1 pitch, this one chopped weakly to first. It's gloved on 2, hops by Sherman. He flips to Reagan's covering, and that will do it for the inning. It's a perfect inning for Darian Reagans, the southpaw out of Delaware State. Sends the Gulls down 1, 2, 3. 3-1 unassisted, retires Duart to end the frame. So there you have it. Let's go to the top half of the 6th. It's a 5-1 New Bedford lead. The Gulls, though, still do have time to get this offense rolling. Looks like there's going to be a new pitcher on the mound. We'll get you his name and information when we come back right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Franklin is.
We're back here at Cardines Field, Newport, Rhode Island. Darren Zaslow with you here in the broadcast booth, joined alongside Ben Maxow, Dave Peck, Meredith Pepis, all here calling a really great ball game. Great weather, great temperature, gorgeous night for NECBL. Opening night in the league. New pitcher on the mound for the Newport Gulls. They're going to go to the right-hander out of Villanova. It's Zach Lutner, stands at 6'1", 180 pounds, out of Sicklerville, New Jersey. Rising junior for Villanova. This past season, Lutner went 0-2 in 18 appearances, did not make a start, had an 8.74 ERA and 22.2 innings pitched, struck out 12 hitters, walked 12, and had 1 save. Also, in 2016, he had 4 starts and a 4.38 ERA and 37 innings pitched. So he's going to go to work against hitters 8, 9, and 1 in this New Bedford lineup. Cody Doyle, Zach Kurtz, Corey Joyce. Big spot here, Dave, for Lutner as he deals a fastball in the dirt to Doyle for ball 1.
Yeah, we're going to see if Lutner can do a little bit of what Patterson started to do in the last couple of innings, kind of mix up pitches, keep these Bay Sox honest.
1-0 pitch, once again, runs low for ball 2. 5-1 New Bedford, top half of the 6th, the base is empty. Doyle's the number 8 hitter in this lineup. He's 2 for 2 with a couple singles. 2-0 pitch, fastball, called strike on the inner edge.
You know, 5 runs allowed by Patterson, but it didn't seem like that bad of an outing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seemed like he had good command. Bay Sox were just able to find some holes. Aggressive base running early on was able to pay off big time for the Bay Sox. And then you look up at the scoreboard, it's 5-1.
Next delivery ran low, and the 3-1 pitch now on the way. Fastball line to right field. That one gets down for a base hit. 3rd hit of the night for Cody Doyle. He's 3 for 3. Once again, the leadoff man is aboard for the Bay Sox to bring up the number 9 hitter and center fielder in Zach Kurtz out of Richmond.
The center fielder.
Bay Sox hitters doing a great job getting the leadoff man on tonight. They have done that in 6 innings. Every inning they've got the leadoff man on. The leadoff man has really produced a lot here for this offense, as there's a wild pitch from Lutner. It gets to the backstop. To second base goes Cody Doyle. Once again, New Bedford in business here with a runner in scoring position, and time is called as Raposo goes to talk with Lutner on the mound, the right-hander out of Villanova.
Yeah, just trying to calm him down a little bit. He's had a little bit of control issues here in this first inning. Just calm him down, start throwing, opening night, beautiful night for baseball, great crowd. Calm him down, throw some strikes, let's play some ball.
Lutner with a look towards second. Doyle takes his walking lead off the bag. He deals a fastball. That one's in there on the inner edge for a strike, and the count levels at 1-1. Doyle led off the frame with a single to right field. He's 3 for 3. Lutner calls time. He steps off. He wants to talk with Raposo once again. And Dave, as we get into the latter half of this ball game, you know, what are some of the things that you're looking for from this Newport lineup to try and get them back in the ball game as well?
Yeah, I think approach at the plate has got to be big. 2-strike hitting, since they've been getting down in the counts a little bit. 2 strikes. Hit it the other way. See the ball deep. Hit it the other way. See what you can do.
New Bedford out hitting Newport 10-2 as there's a high fastball that misses above the shoulders of Kurtz to push the count to 2-1.
And obviously base runners. You know, any way you can get on, you need base runners. The Gulls need base runners. So they're going to want to start being aggressive on the base paths.
Gulls defense lines up straight up this one. A soft tapper to third, gloved on 2, hops by Duarte. Long throw to first, pulls McGill off the bag. It gets away from him. To third base goes Cody Doyle. And there's runners on first and third here on the E5 on Duarte.
Yeah, that one's going to be on Duarte. Kind of dragged him off the base a little bit. Had some time. I think maybe felt he was a little bit rushed since it was a big hop. Kind of took a little bit of a weird hop. Not a bad one, but it misdirection a little bit. May have gotten in his head. Not a great throw there. We got runners on the corners here.
So we will see what Corey Joyce can do. He's the leadoff man in this Bay Sox lineup at a North Carolina Central. Had a really great year. In 46 games, he hit .344 at 65 hits. Tonight, he is 1 for 2. He'll chop this one to third. Goes under the glove of Duarte. Nice diving stop by Heist, but coming in to score is Doyle. To second base goes Kurtz. We'll see how they want to rule this one, but New Bedford takes a 6-1 lead here in the top half of the 6th.
Yeah, right there, Duarte, I think, got caught between 2 hops. What you want to do there is kind of attack it, get the aggressive short hop so you can play there, kind of in between. Maybe the last play was still in his mind a little bit from the bad throw. Could have made him a little hesitant, come off the ball a little bit, and then it kind of eats you up there.
They're going to charge Duarte with the error here, so runners on first and second for Nick Neville. Fastball gets away from Raposo. To second base goes Joyce. To third goes Kurtz. And another couple of runners in scoring position here for the Bay Sox.
Things starting to get a little ugly, getting a little loose fundamentally. Couple of pass balls, not throwing a lot of strikes, couple of errors, and just like that, 2 runners in scoring position.
Neville 1 for 3 with a double. Next pitch on the way, fastball runs off the outer black for ball 2. 6-1 New Bedford, top 6. Runners on second and third. Joyce on second, Kurtz on third. They both reached on errors. 2-0 offering, big hack and a miss from Neville for the first strike of the at-bat. 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield for the Gulls, plays in. The outfield plays straight up. Lutner gets his sign from Raposo. He sets the target away. The high leg kick, the 2-1. Fastball popped up left side, slicing foul out of play. Now 2-2.
Outfielders playing straight up, like you said. Gonna have to come up throwing. See if they can get the runner from second, throw him out at home. Got to be careful though. This thing is a base hit. You don't want that batter to get into scoring position again. Make sure you hit the cutoff. Fundamentally sound baseball, or else things can spiral out of control even more.
Neville wearing red batting gloves, black wrist tape, and elbow guard on that front side elbow. Break-even offering runs high and away for ball 3. For New Bedford, they scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Already 1 here in the 6th frame of play. Lutner sets the black glove just below the letters. Payoff pitch on the way. This one's skied in the air. Deep left field, going in now, going back is Misner, reaches up, makes the play. Tagging from third home is Kurtz. He will come in to score. And New Bedford takes a 7-1 lead on an RBI sacrifice fly from Nick Neville.
Might have been the first pop fly we've seen. Not a lot. We've seen a home run, a couple of line drives, but as far as fly balls go, we had one drop in between the second baseman and right fielder earlier on. Kind of been a ground ball type of game thus far.
Certainly has been. And again, you know, when you look at situational baseball and how important that is, those are some of the things that you look at. as Newport Gulls pitching coach Kevin Winterroud will hop out to the mound to talk with Lutner there on the bump. As Nick Matera gets set to dig in a brief stoppage in play here for that meeting on the mound. New Bedford already with 2 runs here in the frame. It's a 7-1 New Bedford lead. And Dave, again, you know, when it comes down to it, this New Bedford offense has clicked on all cylinders. Again, you know, we look at sample size here, but that's just how it's been here thus far in the ball game.
I've seen them do it all, to be quite honest. Home run, aggressive base running, extra base hits, good plate discipline, singles, digging out infield hits. Pretty much they've had a pretty good game at the plate, giving us a little bit of everything.
Certainly. Nick Matera, the designated hitter out of Rutgers, looks at a fastball wide of the zone for ball 1. And Matera here tonight, 1 for 3 with a couple runs scored. He singled back in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. The runner on second is Joyce. Next pitch, fastball again, wide of the zone, 2-0. 7-1 New Bedford, top 6, 1 away, a runner on second. Lutner works out of the stretch. Couple looks towards second. 2-0 pitch. Fastball tipped foul behind home plate, 2-1. Really nice crowd here at the ballpark. Tons of fans packing the seats.
Sun's starting to go down here at Cardines.
Yeah, they got the light blue sky over top of the entire stadium. 2-1 pitch from Lutner. Front door curveball runs wide, 3-1.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, you know, the trees overhanging the fence kind of gives it a nice, intimate feel. You know, if there's nothing behind it,
yeah,
fence kind of looks a little further away. This brings it in. It's almost like a little bit of a jungle. You know, you got ivy going up the walls in center.
This one skipped past Raposo to third base. Goes Joyce, and it's a walk to Nick Matera to put runners on the corners. For Karsten Sherman, he's already hit a home run here tonight. 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs.
Number 28, Karsten Sherman.
So Lutner trying to work out of this jam. Already 2 runs have crossed the plate here in the frame. Sherman with that back foot on the back line that has worn out here over time in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch, fastball misses low and inside. The left-handed hitting Sherman. It's 1-0. Swings an all-black bat with gray batting gloves. Wears a wrist guard that is black on the front wrist. 1-0 pitch. Fastball called strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
Just try and stay ahead of counts. That is what they're going to have to do. That's what Lutner's going to have to do to keep this team in the ball game.
1 out here in the frame. Next pitch. Fastball check swing by Sherman. He went around 1-2.
As disciplined as the Bay Sox have been tonight, they've chased quite a few balls up in the zone, I would say. Quite a few balls up in the zone. Maybe it's the velo coming from the Gulls pitchers, but that's something to look for late in the game.
Lutner deals the 1-2. Fastball taken high and away, 2-2.
That one a little too high there from Lutner, but 2-2 count.
The runner on first is Matera. He walked. On third is Corey Joyce. He reached on an error. Already 2 errors here in the frame for the Gulls. Next pitch. Fastball, cut on a miss, strike 3. Great pitch from Lutner. It's his first strikeout.
Kind of looked to me there like batter was expecting a curveball. Kind of hesitated with his swing, long swing, kind of a slow swing. Lutner able to blow it right by him. I like to see that from the right-handed pitcher.
As Luke Bakula will dig in. Bakula out of Kansas. Man's the hot corner here tonight. He's 1 for 3. Single, grounded into a double play and struck out back in the 5th. First pitch. Fastball, tapped weakly, foul behind the dish, 0-1. Nice job here by Lutner getting ahead, and that's what he needs to do, Dave.
Yep, that's what the Bay Sox pitchers have done. We've talked about it again and again here in the 6th inning. Get ahead of the batters, make them uncomfortable at the plate.
Lutner gets his sign from Raposo, sets the black glove just above the belt. Next pitch, fastball in there for a strike right on the inner black. 0-2, Lutner jumps ahead. New Bedford's offense has clicked throughout this entire ball game. Bakula trying to extend this 7-1 lead. The 0-2 offering, fastball misses shoulder high. Bakula laid off that pitch to push the count to 1-2.
Good miss there from Lutner. Don't want to leave anything over the plate. Good to get it up, see if he can cause them to chase. Nothing there.
Lutner's 1-2 offering. Front door curveball in the dirt. Nice block by Raposo. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another thing, Dave, Raposo behind the dish. He has really done a nice job blocking a lot of these pitches. And, you know, when some of these innings get a little longer, it could be more tiring on the legs. Raposo has been great. Break-even offering. Chopped foul behind home plate. Will do it again. Just some of the other things to look at, you know, even though your team is down again, it's summer baseball. These guys are trying to get better. They're trying to improve ultimately, because when you go back in the fall to your respective college, you know, you and I both know this because we played collegiate baseball, that's where jobs are won and lost early on. Certainly something to take note of. 2-2 pitch, curveball spiked in the dirt. Another great block by Raposo.
Another good block by Raposo. And yeah, you're right. Summer ball, you want to win. Obviously, anytime you're going on the field, you want to compete, do your best. But it's really about developing things. Honestly, working on things that you may not be as good at. And if that means you're spiking a few more curveballs because you're trying to work on throwing it early in counts, maybe late in counts, that's what you have to do. That's what summer ball is for.
Payoff pitch from Lutner on the way. Fastball runs high as the runner from first in Matera broke for second. Doesn't matter, no throw on the walk to Bakula. Loads the bases here in the frame for the left fielder, Dan Schock. Schock at a Sacred Heart hit .248 in 161 at-bats. Led the team, though, with 9 home runs. He has some power here from the right side. Bases juiced. Lutner deals the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses off the outer edge for ball 1.
Schock been a ground ball victim a couple times today. He's got a single in the first inning. Let's see if Lutner can keep the ball low in the zone, maybe get it on the ground. You got force at any base. Maybe we can get out of this inning unscathed here, 7-1.
Schock 1 for 3. Next pitch. Fastball called strike on the outer half. Levels the count 1-1. Dante Baldelli awaits on deck. He's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch and scored. Next offering. Misses down and away. 2-1.
Not a bad pitch. I like what he was trying to do there. Get it off the plate, keep it low in the zone. Just missed it a little bit.
Not a bad pitch there from Lutner. Still trying to work out of this jam. 2-1 pitch. This one skied foul right behind us and over our heads here in the broadcast booth. And the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On first base is Bakula. He walked. On second is Matera. He walked. Corey Joyce is on third. He reached on an error. 2 errors in the frame and 2 walks as well. Break-even pitch, fouled straight back, but Schock just got a piece of that one. 8:27 here, local time. Not a single cloud in the sky here in the city by the sea. Sun continuing to set off to our left. Casts out some light orange skies right near that third base line and left field line. The 2-2 misses low from Lutner to push the count full. The runners will be off with the pitch. Newport infield has to go across the first on a ground ball. Lutner gets his sign from Raposo. They agree on the signal. The payoff pitch is on the way. Fastball, sharp ground ball, left side gets through for a base hit. Joyce will score. They're going to wave home Matera. He will score. The throw in the second from Misner is not in time to get Bakula off the bag. It's a 2 RBI single from Dan Schock, and it increases this New Bedford lead to 9-1 in the top half of the 6th.
Kind of got what he wanted there. He was going fastball, middle in the zone, able to turn on it, put it in the hole. A little bit unlucky, but that's what you look for. Ground ball, 3-2 count. Definitely don't want to walk in and run. Make him swing the bat. Found the hole. 9-1 here in the 6th.
Great piece of hitting there by Schock. It brings up the right fielder, Dante Baldelli. He's the number 9-hitter in this lineup to come to the plate. He bats in the 7th spot for the Bay Sox.
Of course, our own Andrew Sarazin, who is actually the bullpen catcher of the Gulls, went to high school and college over at BC with Baldelli, so they're family friends. But
absolutely, and that Baldelli family name, we've heard it in the major leagues with Rocco Baldelli. Here's Dante at the plate. First pitch to him. Misses low for a ball.
You got to wonder, how much will the Baldelli name help him going forward? You know, he's playing college ball. He's playing already here at the Newport Gulls, which is a great for the Bay Sox, which is a great organization. How much do you think that name will help him kind of get to the next level?
Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. This one sharply grounded up the middle. Off the diving glove of Heiss into center field. Around third, heading for home is Bakula. He will cross the plate, and it's now 10-1 New Bedford on an RBI single off the bat of Dante Baldelli. To second base goes Schonk. And once again, another Bay Sox player in scoring position for this New Bedford offense. Dave, that is clicking right now.
This may be the most on-the-ground hits, you know, finding the holes. They got a homing beacon on where these Gulls players are not, because they're finding every hole in the ballpark right now.
Already 5 runs across in the inning on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 walks. The Bay Sox have batted around, and here comes Cody Doyle. He is 3 for 3 with a run scored. He's been great out of the number 8 spot. Runners on first and second. First pitch fastball misses off the outer edge.
You know, in an inning that started with a couple of errors, couple of miscues, couple of pass balls, this is kind of what happens. They say a lot of the time those kinds of plays are more dangerous than a leadoff solo home run.
1-0 delivery in there for a strike. 1-1, absolutely. You know, and again, when games like this start to get out of hand, you know, now you start looking at how many players, you know, can you get that extra experience for? What types of talents do they develop? Because that's really what it comes down to, is improving and gaining experience. Playing some of the best summer baseball in the country as the 1-1 pitch is waved at and missed by Doyle to push the count to 1-2.
Yeah, you got to remember, a lot of these guys are, you know, sophomores, juniors, not a lot of seniors playing at this level. They may be at the Cape League, maybe another team, but a lot of young guys still developing.
1-1, 3 hopper to third. Duarte throws to second to get the lead runner and to get Lutner out of the jam. 5-4 goes the fielder's choice, but for New Bedford, they have taken control of this game, pushing across 5 runs on 3 hits. They leave 2 aboard on 2 Newport errors. The Gulls have some work to do. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Your score, it's New Bedford 10 and Newport 1. Don't go anywhere. More NECBL baseball is coming up next.
Fans, stay connected by
The Newport Gulls trail 10-1. Check that as we enter the bottom half of the 6th inning. Darren Zaslow with you here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, joined alongside Ben Maxoud, Dave Peck, and Meredith Pepis. Meredith, why don't you take us through this NECBL scoreboard? Lots of games going on throughout the league.
Yeah, so lots of games going on right now. Sanford and North Adams are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sanford's up 1-0. Winnipesaukee and Vermont are tied going into the top of the 6th. Danbury and Keene are also in the top of the 7th, and Danbury is taking lead on that home team. And here, your Newport Gulls are trailing the Bay Sox 10-1. Back to you, Darren.
This New Bedford lineup has clicked. Thanks so much, Meredith. And for the Gulls, they're going to try and crack into this 9-run deficit as Kevin Heiss digs in and takes a fastball off the outer edge from Darian Reagans for a ball. It is 1-0. Heiss is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Reagans working primarily out of the stretch from that left side. Deals a hard fastball. It's a called strike on the inner edge, 1-1.
Kind of a funky release there from Reagans. You know, kind of an Iron Mike type. Bring it all the way back. Almost CC Sabathia-esque. Bring it all the way back. David Wells maybe, if you go far back.
1-1 curveball misses below the knees. 2 balls and a strike on Kevin Heiss, the shortstop.
That can make it hard for batters to kind of pick up the ball. They see it low down by his leg, and then it comes over and kind of right over the top there.
Heiss 5'9", 170 pounds, out of Rhode Island. Next pitch to Heiss. Misses low, and the count pushes to 3 balls and 1 strike. 10-1 New Bedford, bottom half of the 6th. The base is empty, no one out for the number 8 hitter in Heiss. Struck out back in the 3rd. Reagan's out of Delaware State, gets a sign from Doyle. Sets and fires this one. Weak ground ball to third base. Up with it is Bakula, long third. A first is in time to retire Heiss, 5-3. Designated hitter Matthew Murphy is up next. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Back in the 3rd, it ended that frame.
The designated hitter.
Newport with just 2
3,
hits
Matthew
in the ball game thus
Murphy.
far. One off the bat of Drew Archiolo, who scored the Gulls' lone run of the game back in the 4th.
Murphy.
Cameron Misner as well.
Murphy, one of the 2 returning Gulls this season. Gabe Snyder, the other one. He is not here yet, but Murphy, the Wakefield, Rhode Island native, DHing tonight.
First pitch in there from Reagans, now deals the 0-1 low to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on Matthew Murphy, designated hitter.
You know, when I was talking to Murphy today, I was about to ask him a question. He said, this might be the only time I've been able to do this. I said, what, you're not much of to be in front of the camera? So maybe some of them want to be interviewed, some of them don't. Maybe Murphy's a little bit quiet. I think as we get further on in the season, you know, they'll loosen up a little bit. So we'll see what happens. It'll be fun.
Always some, you know, jitters in that first week of play with any new team that you're on. The 1-1 missed low to make the count 2-1, and then Reagans falls behind once again with another pitch in the dirt. It's 3-1 on Matthew Murphy, also from University of Rhode Island. That was a URI team that had a really good year, 31-22 overall, 17-6 in Atlantic 10 play. They were the number 2 seed in the A-10 tournament, eliminated by Davidson in the semifinals. As a 3-1 pitch nips the inner corner for a strike to make the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Matthew Murphy.
You know, we talk about the team, the Newport Gulls, the team, you know, with the players. These guys, can you consider, you know, technically they're a team, but they don't know each other yet. They're still trying to develop, kind of meet each other. This is the first game. Some of them have only been here for a couple of days. I think as we start to, like you said, season progresses, jitters come out, get a little more comfortable around each other. Even the players, you know, maybe they're a little nervous trying to impress one or the other, prove themselves. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Prove themselves, earn the respect of their teammates, and then they can focus more on, you know, the game as a whole.
Absolutely. Murphy works a walk there as Reagans dealt the curveball that was in the dirt. It brings up the top of the order, and Drew Archiolo, center fielder, 1 for 2 with a run scored. This one drilled deep left field, backtracking shot. He can't get there. The ball rolls all the way to the fence. Around second, heading for third is Murphy as Schock throws the ball back into the infield. To second base goes Archiolo. First extra base hit of the season for the Newport Gulls, puts runners on second and third. Archiolo now 2 for 3 with that double.
Archiolo doing a good job of taking advantage of an inside fastball, able to hit it all the way to the fence there in left field. That's his second hit of the night. He's got a single and a double. It's good to see 2 Gulls in scoring position for the first time in a while, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely. His offense seems to be, you know, getting rolling a little bit here. The 3rd hit of the ball game for the Gulls brings up the left fielder and Cameron Misner. Misner 1 for 2 with a single. He also lined out to first base back in the 1st inning. It's a big spot here for the Gulls if they want to get back in this ball game. They trail 10-1 in the bottom half of the 6th. Runners on second and third, 1 away. First pitch to Misner. Curveball, called strike on the outer edge.
Good job laying off that curveball. Not the pitch you want at an 0-0 count. We saw Archiolo and Misner kind of have that back-to-back punch in the 4th. Let's see if we can do it again here.
Third baseman Bakula plays about 5 feet to his left. A 1 offering. This one, sinking liner, gets through the right side of the infield into right field, a base hit. Coming in to score is Murphy. Holding up at third is Archeolo. And the Newport Gulls grab their second run of the ball game on an RBI single off the bat of Cameron Misner. It's now 10-2 New Bedford.
Great job by Misner, laying off the curveball, waiting for his pitch, finds it on a 1-0 count, able to put it in the hole and knock in an RBI. Little bit of life, still an 8-run ball game for the Gulls, but hey, anything can happen.
Fourth hit of the ball game. All of Newport's offense right now, at least in that hit column, coming from Archeolo and Misner. As Liam McGill digs in, he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He also grounded in to a 6-3 unassisted double play back in the fourth. Reagan deals a hard fastball, catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-1.
Certainly plenty of opportunities for McGill today, you know. Batters 2 in front of him, able to get on twice. So far, McGill's K'd and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play.
Reagan throws over to first to check on Misner. He's back in standing up. Runners on the corner. Misner on first. He singled. On third is Archeolo. He doubled. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball called strike right there at the knees. 0-2.
Tough pitch there, and it's always a lot of batters, like to take the first pitch. Maybe they find a fastball, even if it's right down the middle. Then they're down 1-0, or 0-1, sorry. Then they get a curveball, and they don't like that. Quickly 0-2, and then they're kind of in a hole here.
Absolutely. We'll see what Reagan's goes to. This one fouled straight back on an elevated fastball. McGill just got a piece and he stays alive.
You see Pedroia do it every single time he gets to the plate. It's like he's stepping out of the batter's box before the ball even gets to the catcher's mitt. Every time he'll take it, even if it's right down the middle. I don't know how you were as a player. I was always, grip and rip, get in the box, find your fastball and go.
Reagan sets the glove high at the chest, deals a high curveball taken about eye high right there. 1-2 on the first baseman, Liam McGill, out of Columbia. McGill 6'4", 220 pounds for a Columbia team that went 18-23 overall, 12-8 in the Ivy League. The Lions lost to Penn 6-3 in the one-game playoff for the Garrick Division title. Next pitch, runner goes. Check swing, McGill held up, and the throw to second from Doyle is not in time. It's a stolen base for Cameron Misner. So it puts 2 runners in scoring position here. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big spot for the Gulls if they want to get back in this ball game against Darian Reagans.
Big spot for the all-conference Ivy League player here.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Liam McGill. Reagans peers into Doyle. And time is called as Doyle and Reagans will talk on the mound.
2-2 count, a little bit of a conversation trying to get them on the same page. Does this ever get in the head of McGill? Shaking, you see the pitcher, you're in the box, he's shaking his head, you're trying to guess what he's doing. How much do you think that has mental kind of effect on what McGill's trying to do at the plate?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely certainly puts something else in his head for sure. And right here, if you're Darian Reagans, you want to pitch the contact. You want to throw the ball over the plate. Deals a fastball that misses off the outer black. And the count pushes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the Gulls making Reagans throw some pitches here. This is a big one coming up.
Definitely a big one. That wasn't a bad pitch either, but I like what he's doing. He's waiting for his pitch, seeing the ball deep, and being disciplined.
Misner takes a walking lead off of second. Archeolo off third. The payoff pitch. Sinking liner to the second baseman, Neville. Gloves it on 2 hops. He'll throw out McGill, but coming in to score is Drew Archeolo on an RBI ground out from Liam McGill. It's now 10-3 New Bedford.
That's a real good at-bat, real good piece of hitting by McGill. Able to work the count into a 3-2, put the ball in play, put the ball not only in play, but on the right side of the field, make the second baseman move over, get the RBI, get it out, 3-10. Bay Sox have the lead, but a little bit of momentum changing here in the 6th.
So McGill gets the RBI on that one. It brings up Liam O'Regan as the third base went Misner there on the ball, hit to the right side. First pitch, curveball, called strike at the knees on the inside corner.
O'Regan, a candidate for the sombrero. 3 strikeouts on the night.
Yep.
Down
Strikeout
0-1.
in the second and the fourth. He's out for 2. 0-1 from Reagans. Big hack and a miss from O'Regan. 0-2.
long swing. He's got to shorten things up here with 2 strikes. Shorten things up, put the ball in play, put it to right field.
O'Regan, 6'2", 215 pounds out of Elon. Team that finished 24-32 overall, 12-12 in CAA play. O'Regan hit 145 in 28 games played. This one swung on a miss that gets away from the catcher, Doyle. He will throw out O'Regan at first, and that will end the inning. For Newport, they get 1 run on a couple hits, leave 1 aboard with no New Bedford errors. We're through 6 full innings of play here at the ballpark with your score, New Bedford 10, Newport 3. You've been listening to NECBL action right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Don't go anywhere, more baseball coming up next.
Fans, stay
Here we go, top half of the 7th, opening night here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The Bay Sox well in control of this one by a score of 10-3, and a new pitcher on the mound right now for the Newport Gulls. They're going to go to the right-hander. It's Cole O'Connor, 6'4", 195 pounds, out of Dartmouth. Had a 4-2 record in 9 appearances, 9 starts for Dartmouth. Had a 4.27 ERA and 46.1 innings pitched. Struck out 24, gave up 22 earned runs. He tied the team lead in starts. He's also a 3-sport athlete in high school in baseball, basketball, and football. The new pitcher on the mound, once again, Cole O'Connor to relieve Lutner here in the top half of the 7th inning. So we'll see what O'Connor can do. He's going to get ready to face hitters 9, 1, and 2 in this Bay Sox lineup. Kurtz, Joyce, and Neville all due up as Zach Kurtz digs in and takes a fastball off the plate for ball 1. O'Connor works out in the windup and deals. This one fouled straight back. It evens the count and a ball and a strike. So O'Connor wearing the high royal blue socks there on the mound. Was a starter at Dartmouth, so some different scenery, if you will, Dave, coming out of the bullpen here in the middle of this game in the 7th. 1-1 pitch, curveball, runs wide of the zone, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, I think these guys have kind of young enough to not totally settle into one role maybe. They haven't gotten into one routine too much. Because a lot of the time they probably relieved a little bit early on in high school, maybe not, but how different is it? You're coming in here, you're down 7 runs. What you got to do is just throw strikes, get your teammates involved, and see if the momentum can kind of stay in Newport's favor.
2-1 pitch fouled off the front foot of Kurtz to level the count at 2-2. We're in the top half of the 7th. Base is empty. No outs in the frame. 10-3 New Bedford leads over the Gulls. O'Connor gets his sign from Raposo. The next pitch. Changeup misses below the knees to push the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kurtz is the number 9 hitter in this lineup. Payoff pitch. Bring him up. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Great pitch from O'Connor. It's his first strikeout of the evening, and there's 1 away. Nice pitch there, Dave.
Great job going after him with the 3-2 count. Not afraid to walk him. Went right there, got the strikeout. Able to get the first batter out of the inning, which hasn't happened too many times. A lot of times, New Bedford's been able to get the first run around, so that's big. That's big for O'Connor.
Definitely exactly what you want right there. O'Connor now will face off against Corey Joyce, the leadoff man. First pitch, big hack and a miss from Joyce, 0-1. Corey Joyce, the shortstop for New Bedford. Tonight, he is 1 for 3, single and a run scored. Also reached on an error in the 6th and scored as well. He's flown out and walked as well. Next pitch is in there as on Joyce to make it 0-2. The Gulls infield plays straight up. So does the outfield. 0-2 offering on the way. Changeup spoiled low and away, 1-2. Not a bad pitch there.
Good. No, you're right. Good pitch there. 0-2 count. Changeup outside. Maybe catch the batter leaning a little bit. Lays off it, but good pitch.
1-2. Swing and a miss. And a curveball there from O'Connor. Strike 3, second strikeout of the night for O'Connor. We'll see what Nick Neville can do, the second baseman, a number 2 hitter.
Backs up the changeup with another off-speed pitch, the curveball, maybe not expecting it, able to fool him. I really like that. I like the pitch call from O'Connor. He seems like he's got a good command. He's working fast. He's attacking these New Bedford hitters. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Working both parts of the plate as well. So Neville digs in. He's already doubled here tonight. He is 1 for 3. First pitch, changeup. Cut on and missed by Neville, 0-1. Neville swings and all, tan bat. Red batting gloves, black wrist tape and elbow guard on that front elbow. This one a broken back ground ball to short. Charging in his heist, gloves it on the run. Throw to first is low, and a nice dig by McGill on the back end to end the frame. It's a perfect frame from O'Connor. Sets the Bay Sox down. 1, 2, 3. We're going to stretch and come back with the bottom half of inning number 7. Your score, New Bedford 10, Newport 3, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And here we go, bottom half of the 7th inning here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The Gulls have some work to do, trailing 10-3 to the New Bedford Bay Sox here on Discover Newport opening night. 1,000 magnet schedules were given out before the game. I'm Darren Zaslow, joined alongside Ben Maxow, Dave Peck, Meredith Peppis up here in the broadcast booth. Hitters 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Newport lineup. Still facing off against Southpaw out of Delaware State, Darian Reagans, Nicholas Raposo, Michael Webb, Adam Duart, all getting set to try and bring this Newport team back in this ball game, Dave.
Try and bring them back, try and establish some sort of rhythm. You know, it's late, the game's not over, but at the very least, try and get some momentum going into tomorrow's game in Plymouth.
Fastball to Raposo, misses up and inside. It's 1-0 on Raposo, who's 0 for 2. Next pitch, fouled off the mask of Doyle. No balls and 2 strikes.
I gotta say, consistency, for better or worse. O'Regan, 3 Ks. Raposo, grounded out to the pitcher twice already. Not good, but they're consistently doing the same thing. So maybe a couple of adjustments here, kind of switch things up. But just looking at the scorebook here, it's funny how that works out like that. Not too often you see that back to back.
Absolutely, and we will see what Reagans decides to go with here. He's done a really nice job. Next pitch on the way, backdoor bender, spoiled low and inside to push the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Raposo here, still alive. Bases empty top. Check that bottom half of the 7th. This one grounded, weakly foul down the first baseline. Raposo stays alive just ahead of that offering from Reagans. Newport scored their runs, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th. They trail 10-3 to this New Bedford team. And again, David, another important thing to understand here, it's early on. A lot of these players just finished up their college seasons. It's a long spring for these players, to say the least.
Oh, so long. I remember playing Legion, 30 games seemed like a lot. These guys are playing upwards of 60 as that ball is hit into center field. Pretty good. Kurt's able to make the play on it for the first out of the 7th inning. It's a long season. They're playing about 60 games, and then they're jumping right here, playing about 45 or so. It takes a toll. People don't understand, like, standing out there, it takes a toll on your body. I know it's not football. I know it's not hockey. It can get to you.
Absolutely.
Mentally, too.
Michael Webb digs in, the second baseman. He's 0 for 2. Swings an all-black bat from the left side. The ankle guard on the front foot. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Webb. Misses down and away for ball 1. It's 10-3, New Bedford here, bottom half of the 7th. 1 out, bases empty. Reagan's doing a nice job out of this Bay Sox bullpen, the southpaw out of Delaware State. 1-0 pitch, fastball taken in towards the hands of Webb, 2-0.
2-0, good count here. See if he can find his pitch. Don't want to be chasing anything. No curveballs here in the dirt.
Webb 5'9", 170 pounds out of Rhode Island College. 2-0 pitch, fastball called strike on the outside of Black, 2-1. It was a Rhode Island College team that went 17-9 overall, 5-9 in the Little East Conference. Next pitch, waved at and missed by Webb. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Webb, this spring, made 35 starts, hit .338, 133 at bats. Next pitch, elevated fastball, swung on a miss for strike 3. Webb goes down on strikes for the second time tonight.
That might have been the fastest fastball we've seen all day, Darren. I think that might have touched 90 at least.
That was a hard pitch.
Maybe it seemed faster because it was up in the zone, but that seemed like some heat.
High heat for sure. Brings up the third baseman, Adam Duarte. And Dave, you've talked about this a few times here tonight. That elevated fastball. Both teams have gone to that, I think, more than we've expected.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting a lot of discipline, not to take anything away from them. But, you know, sometimes I don't even know what it is as a baseball player, you know, as, you know, a viewer of the sport. What is it about that high fastball? It's just so enticing.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you feel you can put it right over that left field wall. It'll get you.
First pitch from Reagans misses the zone, and he'll deal a fastball there on the outside corner to even the count at a ball and a strike. Adam Duarte 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out here tonight. Next pitch runs high and away. 2 balls and a strike on Duarte. He's 6'3", 185 pounds out of Curry College. Hit .223 in 35 games played this spring. 4 doubles, 13 RBIs, and walked 11 times. Played baseball and basketball at East Providence High School. 2-1 pitch. Check swing on a backdoor bender. Did he go? Yes, he did. And a count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nicholas Raposo led off the inning. Flew out to center field. Michael Webb followed him with a strikeout. Now Adam Duarte here at the plate. Grounds this one weakly to third. Up with it is Bakula. Shuffles, fires the first inning over. Another perfect frame from Darian Reagans. Sets the goals down in order. 1, 2, 3. We have played 7 full innings of baseball here at Cardines Field with your score. New Bedford 10, Newport 3. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, stay connected.
Welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The New Bedford Bay Sox currently lead over the Newport Gulls by a score of 10-3 as we go to the top half of inning number 8. Cole O'Connor still on the mound for Newport, and he will face off against New Bedford's heart of the order hitters 3, 4, and 5. Nick Matera, Karsten Sherman, Luke Bakula, all due up to try and extend this Newport lead. Darren Zaslow with you here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, joined alongside Ben Maxow, Dave Peck, and Meredith Pepis up here in the broadcast booth at beautiful Cardines Field. And Dave, right here, you know, for Newport, try and keep this deficit where it is.
Yeah, O'Connor came in. He kind of shut the door on him as best he could. Went after the pitches. Was mixing up his off speed. Backed up his changeup with a curveball to get the strikeout. I like what I've seen so far from the kid from Dartmouth.
And we will see what O'Connor can do here against Nick Matera. He's had a really solid night thus far. He is 1 for 3, but he scored 3 runs for the Bay Sox. First pitch to Matera. Rutgers product lays off a fastball that is up and in for ball 1.
Nick Matera earlier in the game, aggressive base running, was really able to kind of change the script a little bit, if you will. He was very aggressive and was able to get the Bay Sox some momentum early on in the game.
Fouled that one off behind home plate to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Matera here working against O'Connor. It's a righty-righty matchup. 10-3 New Bedford, top 8. No out to the base is empty. Here's the 1-1. Curveball, this one drilled to left field. That one will get down for a base hit. It could mean extra bases. Around first, heading for second is Matera. Here comes the throw into second from Misner. It is cut off to lead off double off the bat of Nick Matera here in the top half of the 8th.
Yeah, good job by Matera getting the barrel on that bat. Kind of a hanging curveball from O'Connor, but Matera, good job getting it over the third baseman and into left field for the stand-up double.
So Matera's aboard in scoring position at second with a cleanup hitter in Karsten Sherman, the first baseman. Also has had a great night. 2 for 4 with a home run, couple RBIs, and a run scored. O'Connor looks towards second, deals a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
Night has officially fallen here in the city by the sea, as you say.
Certainly, it certainly has. Pitch black skies. 0-1 from O'Connor. Just runs wide, 1-1.
Now, City by the Sea, is that something you came up with? You
No,
heard that when
that's
you
what
moved
they
in,
call
or is that
it.
actually
That's
a
what
thing?
I heard. Yeah,
Really?
I think that's a pretty cool name for a city for sure, and it's very fitting. Driving over the Pell Bridge here, just a gorgeous, gorgeous place to be, as the 1-1 pitch is fouled off the home plate umpire to make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
As Matera goes back from third to second. Yeah, not only one bridge, 2 bridges.
Yep.
A lot of history and a lot of sailing history. You know, the America's Cup was raced here for a number of years. Now it's in San Francisco and whatnot, but a lot of sailing history, a lot of baseball. Cardines, obviously, one of the gems here in the City by the Sea.
Really fantastic place to be for the summer, absolutely. O'Connor looks into Raposo, shakes him off once. Now they agree on the signal as time is called. Sherman steps out of the batter's box. Now he digs back in. Touches home plate with the black barrel of his bat. Stands tall from the left side, slightly open stance, bat high above his head. 1-2. Curveball, this one drilled deep right center field. It'll send back O'Regan. It's played off the fence. Has some trouble with it out there. Around third, heading for home is Matera. He will come in to score. And in there with a stand-up RBI double is Karsten Sherman to give New Bedford an 11-3 lead.
Sherman having himself a day. Another hanging breaking ball from O'Connor. Sherman puts the barrel on it, pulls it into that right center triangle, pinballs around a little bit as O'Regan's able to get it in to keep him to a double. Nonetheless, another run scores. Bay Sox leading this one 11-3.
Luke Bakula is now up at the dish. Stands from the right side. First pitch, laced foul, right side off the front of the Newport dugout. 0-1 the count on Bakula, who tonight is 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. O'Connor gets his sign from Raposo, sets the black glove with the letters 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1.
Busy night for Raposo.
Yeah.
Behind the play. I know we touched on it earlier, but busy night for him. You know, that's not easy. Let's talk about a number of games he's done, but good job.
Off of second is Sherman. Next pitch, this one bounced back to the mound. Nice diving stop by O'Connor. Bounces to his feet. He'll throw out Sherman. Check that. He'll throw out Bakula. To third base goes Sherman. And there is now 2 away. 1-3. Bakula is retired for Dan Schock, who's 2 for 4. Schock with a single in the first. He's also singled in the 6th. 11-3, New Bedford with the lead over the Gulls. This one drilled deep right field. Back on it to his left goes O'Regan, and he can't make the play. Coming in to score is Sherman, as O'Regan holds Schock to just 1 single.
Tough play by O'Regan there. Good job holding him to a single, like you said, but may have jumped a little bit more than he thought he had to. I think the jump kind of threw it off. He almost jumped into the ball, bounced it out of his glove. I don't know if he had to go up that high to get it. He had a pretty good read on it off the bat.
Absolutely, and I think you're right. Didn't touch off of his glove and then ricocheted up to the fence area, but nonetheless, New Bedford really starting to pull away here. It's now 12-3.
I mean, that ball was smoked.
Yeah, well struck for sure. And O'Connor here now just trying to work out of this frame of face. Dante Baldelli. And Baldelli is 1 for 3 with a single. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run as well. O'Connor out of the stretch, first pitch. Fastball, broken bat tapper, softly back to the mound. Throws to second for 1. That's all they'll get as Heiss skips out of the way from the sliding Dan Schock.
Good job getting your ground ball there, fielding it, getting the lead runner at second. 2 outs now.
2 outs here in the frame. Brings up Cody Doyle, so it's a fielder's choice is how you'll score it. 1-6 on the fielder's choice. As Cody Doyle will step in here for the Bay Sox. He's 3 for 4, 3 singles, a run scored. Takes a breaking ball in the inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
I think here, Darren, Cole's just kind of let a few pitches get away from him, hung a couple of breaking balls, let some fastballs get right over the plate, and Bay Sox are doing a good job making him pay for it.
A 1 pitch on the way. Changeup laced fair down the left field line. It'll roll into the left field corner. And it gets out of play into the bullpen, so that is an automatic double. All the way around to third base goes Baldelli. To second goes Doyle on the ground rule double here. And again, interesting rules here at the ballpark. If that ball rolls into the dugout down the left field line, that is an automatic ground rule double based off of how this ballpark is constructed. So maybe a blessing in disguise, because no reason for Misner to try and play that baseball. Just put his hands up as a cross into that bullpen. So runners on second and third here for the Bay Sox as Zach Kurtz fouls off the first pitch he sees. He's down in the count 0-1.
Certainly saved the run. And there's no fence out there, so it's just a white line separating the bullpen and foul territory from out of play. Can be tricky.
Already 4 hits in the inning for the Bay Sox. They pushed across a couple of runs to take this 12-3 lead. 0-1. Check swing on an elevated fastball. Did he go? No, he did not. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Zach Kurtz, center fielder here for these Bay Sox. Tonight, he is 0 for 3 with a run scored. Next pitch misses about ankle high, 2-1. 12-3 New Bedford. And again, we talked about it earlier on in the broadcast. Newport went 2-4 against the Bay Sox last year. 2-1 pitch. Skied in the air. Could be playable for the first baseman, McGill. He comes in, reaches up, makes the play in foul ground right in front of both dugouts, located right down the first baseline, and that will do it for the Bay Sox here in the top half of the 8th inning. But for New Bedford, they push across 2 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 aboard with no Newport errors. The Gulls have some work to do. They have 6 outs to try and push across 9 runs to extend this game. We'll see if they can do it when we come back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Once again, your score, New Bedford 12, Newport 3. And we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. New Bedford in control of this one here over the Gulls by a score of 12-3. New pitcher on the mound for these New Bedford Bay Sox. They're going to go to the right-hander, Zach Reed, rising senior at UMass Dartmouth, 6'1", 205 pounds. So, you know, Dave, again, interesting spot here for the Gulls. Obviously, you're down 9 runs, but again, you know, the mentality stays the same. Try and chip away, put the ball in play. Put some pressure on New Bedford. I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to.
Put a little pressure on New Bedford. You got to remember, though, these guys are a lot of them, you know, we have some temporary players that are coming in, filling in for some of the players that are not here. A lot of these guys, maybe they haven't played ball in a while because they are still here. You know, maybe their teams got bounced a little bit early in the tournament. It's been a couple weeks. How much practice can you really get off soft toss? So, you know, we're trying to help them out a little bit where we can. You know, at a certain point, you got to put runs across the board. But, you know, again, it's about building momentum. Odds are not in your favor. I've seen crazier comebacks, but it's just about putting together some sort of rhythm, getting some confidence in your at-bats.
Well, the Gulls will send up hitters 8, 9, and 1. Kevin Heiss, Matthew Murphy, Drew Archiolo. Here in the bottom half of the 8th, trailing by 9 to the New Bedford Bay Sox here on Discover Newport opening night at the ballpark. Heiss 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. That's from the left side. 5'9", 170 pounds is Kevin Heiss. Switch hitter. He'll bat from the left side against the righty, Reed. First pitch, fastball, just misses inside. in towards the knees of Heiss. It's 1-0. Third baseman Bakula plays about 7 feet to his left. Next pitch, fastball, runs inside once again for ball 2. So Reed here falling behind, and Dave, that's kind of been a rarity from New Bedford pitching here tonight. A lot of these guys constantly getting ahead.
Yeah, a lot of their success has been from that. Putting these Gulls players in tough counts, keeping them on their toes and making them swing at pitches they don't necessarily want to swing at.
Ice just gets a piece of that one, fouls it off to the left side. Count 2 balls and 1 strike on the Gulls shortstop. Reed gets his sign from Doyle, sets the tan glove about shoulder high. 2-1 pitch, big hack and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty. Bottom half of the 8th. It's an even 2-2 count on the shortstop, Kevin Heiss. This team trailing by 9 to these base eyes. Reed is ready, so is Heiss. Break-even offering on the way. Fouled off left side, will do it again.
Again, they're playing Heiss pretty, little bit of a shift to the right alignment overall. You got the third baseman kind of past the lip of third base, and big hole in left center there between center, over near the IHOP sign. So look for him to go the other way here if he can. You know, it's a little closed off there, but we'll see what he can do.
You make a good point. The center fielder Kurtz playing about 10 feet to his left. Break-even offering, curveball spiked in the dirt. Count pushes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Heiss.
I thought that might have hit him. I don't know. I thought the curveball came in, hit him, but
close.
Maybe not.
Certainly close, for sure. So we're awaiting the payoff pitch between Reed and Heiss here in the bottom half of the 8th. Newport trying to chip away here. Reed sets and fires. Fastball runs low and in for ball 4. Nice job. Kevin Heiss works a leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the 8th.
Good AB from Heiss. Good discipline. Waiting for his pitch, didn't find it. He'll take first base any day of the week.
Reed really going to that fastball there in that count, just couldn't locate it. See what he can do against the designated hitter, Matthew Murphy. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. He walked and scored back in the 6th. First pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Tonight's attendance here at Cardines Field, 1,391. Nice opening night crowd.
Very nice opening night crowd.
0-1. Elevated fastball, cut on a miss for strike 2.
A lot of heat there, a lot of velo from Zach Reed there, elevating again with the swinging strike.
The right-hander out of UMass Dartmouth looks into Doyle. Dangles that right arm by his side, gets the signal. Now he steps off the rubber as time is called. Murphy at the University of Rhode Island had a 3.96 ERA and 84 innings pitched and made 15 starts. Had a great year as he just fouls this one straight back to stay alive. Led the team in innings pitched, games started. Opponents hit 248 against him, Dave. Murphy, really talented pitcher. It'll be fun watching him this summer too on the bump.
I'm excited to see him on the mound for sure.
Bats from the right side here. Swings an all black bat. White batting gloves. 0-2 pitch. Fastball nips the outside corner for a strike. And down looking goes Matthew Murphy here on strikes for the first out of the frame. So to throw things back up to the top of the order, and Drew Archiolo. He's been great tonight, 2 for 3, single, double, 2 runs scored out of the leadoff spot.
Archiolo backed by Misner. It's been a 1-2 punch pretty much all night, just not much help from the interior of this Gulls lineup.
Archiolo batted .326 and 55 starts at Fairfield University this past spring. He fouls off the first pitch he sees from Reed. 0-1 on Archiolo. On first base is Kevin Heiss. He led off the inning with a walk. Reed, the tall righty on the mound. Works out of the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. Next pitch, big swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Archiolo.
See the infielders here at double play depths open up a couple of holes on the right side of the field. Third baseman pinching towards shortstop, maybe down the line here. don't count out the bunt. He's got some speed.
Center fielder Kurtz for New Bedford plays straight up. Next pitch, cut on and missed by Archeolo. He goes down on strikes. Second strikeout of the night for Reed. Here comes the left fielder, Cameron Misner. He's 2 for 3. Couple singles.
That being said, Darren, I don't know if you're going to bunt when you're down 9 runs.
Definitely not bunting when you're down 9 runs. No, you're absolutely right. We'll see what Misner can do. Misner and Archeolo have all 4 of Newport's hits. They have 2 hits each.
Production from the top of the lineup.
Certainly. Misner bats from the left side, takes an elevated fastball just above the letters for ball 1. Taking his lead off at first is Kevin Heiss. First baseman Sherman plays behind him. The pitch on the way. This one drilled deep left center field. Kurtz and Schock give chase, and that one's off the base of the fence. They're going to wave home Archeolo. Here comes the throw back into the infield. The throw home is not in time from the shortstop Joyce to second base. On an RBI double goes Cameron Misner. It's now 12-4 New Bedford.
Great job there taking that one into left center. Been peppering that IHOP sign a couple of times tonight. Love to see it. That's his 3rd hit of the game. He's got 2 singles and a double. Add on an RBI there.
Great piece of hitting right there by Misner. Brings up Liam McGill. And McGill here tonight, he is 0 for 3 with a strikeout grounded into a double play. And also grounded out to second. Has an RBI though. First pitch to McGill. Right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. So Cameron Misner, 3 for 4. 2 singles and a double. Really nice night for the Missouri left fielder. 0-1 pitch. Taken high and inside towards the hands. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good job checking the swing there from O'Regan, laying off that high stuff.
Reed is ready, takes a look at Misner taking that walking lead off of second. Next pitch. This one chopped weakly towards short. Moving to his left is the third baseman, Bakula, spinning, throwing in time. Great play by Bakula to get New Bedford out of the frame. 5-3, down goes Liam McGill. And for Newport, they push across 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 1 aboard with no New Bedford errors. We go to the top half of inning number 9 with your score, New Bedford 12, Newport 4. You've been listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here to the ballpark. Cardinals Field, Newport, Rhode Island, here on opening night in the NECBL. The Gulls trail the Bay Sox 12-4 as we go to the final frame of play. Darren Zaslow with you here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, joined by Ben Maxow, Dave Peck, and Meredith Pepis. Meredith, why don't you take us through the NECBL scoreboard?
So the Plymouth Pilgrims are leading the Mystic. The home team in the bottom of the 5th, Winnipesaukee, is losing to Vermont in the top of the 9th. Danbury is beating the home team of Keene in the top of the 9th. North Adams is beating Sanford 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th. And the Newport Gulls are here in the top of the 9th, and they're losing 12-4. Back to you, Darren.
Thanks so much, Meredith. Yeah, Corey Joyce retired here on 1 pitch. Nice job there by O'Connor. Oh, check that. No, Joyce did beat the throw. A lot of speed there out of that top.
A lot of
the
speed.
lineup.
I'm surprised he was able to. It looked like a routine play. I see him standing on first.
Nick Neville will dig in, and he will foul the first pitch he sees straight back. It is 0-1 on Neville. Yeah, certainly. Again, a lot of speed from Joyce there. And, you know, again, we wonder why this New Bedford team is up right now. Just finding a way to put runners on base, for sure.
Find a way to put the leadoff runner on base. That's been the biggest thing, I think, this far.
0-1 pitch. This one lifted in the air, straightaway left. Coming on is Misner, and he'll play it on a hop. It was off the end of the bat. And Misner went back instead of coming in immediately. And it drops in front of him for a base hit.
Yeah, not much you can do there. A little bit of a late read, late run on the ball from Misner, but you know, that one's just going to drop in between short and left field. They have 2 on now here in the 9th.
To second base goes Joyce. And it brings up the designated hitter, Nick Matera, who's been on base 4 out of 5 times tonight. He'll chop this one left side, backhanded stop by Heiss. Long throw to first in time. To third base.
What a play by Heiss there, going to his right, able to get it in the hole. Quick pivot, hard throw across the diamond, and able to get him in time for the first out of this inning.
Yeah, really nice play there by Heiss in the hole. To second base goes Neville, and to third goes Joyce, as Matera is retired 6-3. Here's Karsten Sherman. Had a great night thus far. Looks at a fastball off the outer edge. It's 1-0.
Sherman with a home run and a double tonight, looking to add to that score set here in the 9th.
It's 3 for 5 with a couple runs scored. Looks at a fastball up and away. And a count now, 2 balls and no strikes. So Cole O'Connor still on the bump here for the Gulls. Kicks and deals. Fastball runs wide. And he falls behind 3 balls and no strikes to Karsten Sherman. Not the worst thing in the world if you walk him.
No, certainly not. You get the double play ball in effect here.
The Kaiser product is ready. Looks at a fastball on the outer black, 3-1.
You know, O'Connor, when he came into this game, he started out, he was getting ahead of batters. He had a fast pace. He was kind of going after them. Great off-speed stuff. Kind of gotten away from that a little bit, maybe a little tired. Deep in counts, not necessarily doing it. Great curveball there. 3-2 count. Let's see what he can do here to put him away.
Real nice backdoor bender located perfectly at the knees. On second is Neville. And third is Joyce. They both take their walking leads off their respective bags. Here's the payoff pitch from O'Connor. Misses low for ball 4. It loads the bases.
Like you said, Darren, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Certainly not. You know, you look at what Sherman has done here tonight. He's been great out of that cleanup spot. Now you set up the double play opportunity for Luke Bakula, who will dig in. He is 1 for 4. He's already grounded into a double play, so if you're not going to throw a perfect pitch there to Sherman, not the worst thing in the world.
Honestly, probably the better move.
Certainly. This one skied in the air off the bat of Bakula to right center field, and this one's going to be off the fence. Coming in to score is Joyce. Going station to station to third is Neville. To second goes Sherman, and it's an RBI single off the bat of Luke Bakula to give New Bedford a 13-4 lead.
Well, right there, Bakula made us eat our words. He's able to put charge into this one in the center field, a little bit to the center fielder's left off the fence.
Not often do you see a single off the fence.
That might be Cardine. That might be a Cardine signal, we'll call it.
That's a great term for it, certainly. So Dan Schock will dig in the face-off against O'Connor. He'll pop this one up to the right side, foul, and out of play. So O'Connor jumps ahead 0-1. Schock here tonight for the Bay Sox. He's 3 for 5 with 3 singles on the evening.
They're closed.
Righty-righty matchup, O'Connor against Schock. And he deals a front door curveball right on the inner edge for a strike. It's 0-2. 13-4 is your score in favor of New Bedford. Top half of the 9th, 1 away. The base is loaded. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off right side once again. Gets over the seating area right behind the dugouts.
Not as many in attendance as there were before, but still got a pretty good crowd here for an NECBL game. That's just Newport, you know, people enjoying the night, beautiful night. Not even 9:30 here in the 9th inning.
Certainly a gorgeous night for baseball. Pitch black sky right now. The lights are on. But Newport trying to get out of this jam right here against these Bay Sox. This New Bedford offense has clicked all night long. Pretty much right from the get-go. That first inning where they scored 2 runs, Dave, was very indicative of how this night has gone. You know, it's one game. You know, you play 45 regular season games, you tip your cap. I'm not saying anything is over right now, but certainly Newport in a 9-run hole right now.
Yeah, this might have been a little bit of a wake-up call, honestly.
Next pitch, once again, drilled foul to the right side, and he'll get out of play. We will do it again.
Tough AB. I'd like to see O'Connor maybe bury a curveball here, try and get him to chase. He's put a lot in and around the plate with the 0-2 count. Maybe waste one here.
No balls and 2 strikes on Shock. And he swings and misses at this pitch in the dirt. It gets away. Coming in to score is Neville. And that is the second out of the inning. To second base goes Bakula, and to third goes Karsten Sherman.
Well, he got the pitch he wanted, got him to chase in the dirt. Raposo, one of the few times he was unable to stop that pitch as it rolls to the backstop, and the Bay Sox were able to get another run there.
It's now 14-4 New Bedford, a 10-run lead for the Bay Sox, and here comes Dante Baldelli. Baldelli here tonight is 1 for 4. He was also hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th. Take the first pitch he sees for a strike, right there at the bottom of the strike zone. It's 0-1.
And that play right there is kind of how the night's been going. You know, you strike a guy out, everything's kind of looking up, but a run comes in, you know, on the pass ball. Just things not necessarily going the way of the Gulls tonight. And, you know, that's baseball. It happens. First game of the season, long way to go.
Just trying to get the kinks out here early on. And, you know, talked to Al Leyva, Newport Gulls' second-year manager, before the game. And, you know, that's kind of how this first week is. This one's lifted in the air down the right field line, slicing towards the warehouse. It'll actually bounce off the top of the roofing of the warehouse to move the count to 0-2. But that's, you know, you make a good point, Dave, in the way that it's the first week. You want to see what kind of team you have. And this offense will develop over the course of the season. But for manager Al Leyva right now, he needs to assess what he has. What are the strengths of this team? And try and build off from that as we go on into the future of this season.
No, I couldn't have said it better myself. He's just trying to get a feel for the guys he has.
Next pitch on the way from O'Connor. Front door curveball misses low and away. And the count even to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dante Baldelli. Off of second is Bakula, and third is Sherman. This one, a high hopper to third baseman Duarte. He gathers and throws out Baldelli to end the frame. 5-3, Dante Baldelli is retired. But New Bedford pushes across 2 runs on 1 hit. They leave 2 aboard with 1 Newport errors. Last chance for the Gulls as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning with your score. New Bedford 14, Newport 4. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network. Last chance for the Newport Gulls here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. They trail 14-4 to the New Bedford Bay Sox, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Bay Sox. They're going to go to the southpaw, Dante Scafidi, out of Rutgers University in New Brunswick. So we'll see what this Gulls team can do here and try and extend this game in some way and gain some momentum going into the rest of the week and really into the rest of this NECBL season, Dave. And thus far, what have you seen from this Newport team? Have you liked, you know, anything, at least offensively, that you've seen from the Gulls?
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit. The 2 leadoff guys, of course, have done a great job. Drew Archiolo and Cameron Meisner, each having a couple hits. Meisner with 3 hits. I like that. I'd like to see a little bit more production from the center of the lineup.
And again, it's all about finding that rhythm, and we will see what the Gulls can do here. They will send up hitters 4, 5, and 6 against Dante Scafidi from Sewell, New Jersey. And should be an interesting final inning here as the Gulls get set to go to work. First pitch to Liam O'Regan is in there for a strike. O'Regan here tonight 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Next pitch, this one fouled off right side. It'll get out of play. So O'Regan with those 3 strikeouts here tonight, and he's not the only strikeout victim at all. The Gulls have had 8 players strike out here tonight. You know, and it comes down to putting the ball in play. 0-2 pitch fouled off once again, right side. Those are some of the things that you look at, and how important it is to put the ball in play and make these pitchers work.
Yeah, I'm seeing, besides the strikeouts, I'm seeing, oh, they don't even count. I'm seeing 1 fly ball out. 1 fly ball out.
There you go, right? So driving the baseball, definitely another, you know, focal point here that we've seen from this evening's contest. 0-2, chopped foul, left side, right down that third baseline. It ricochets back into play off the side wall.
But, you know, give the New Bedford pitchers credit. I think Brendan Jenkins did a great job coming out here, first inning, establishing a rhythm, keeping the ball low, forcing the Gulls to be uncomfortable, hit balls on the ground. Then you got Reagans, who comes in, he's got a nice curveball, backdoor, changeup, does the same kind of thing, controlling the ball.
0-2 pitch fouled into the mitt of Doyle. 4th strikeout for O'Regan here tonight. We'll see what Nicholas Raposo can do. He's 0 for 3.
Tough night for O'Regan at the plate. 4 Ks. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
I can certainly remember the last time I 4K'd. It wasn't too long ago. It happens, and you just gotta, you know, keep your head up, trust the process, trust what you have, and go from there.
Raposo looks at a fastball on the outer edge for strike 1. Raposo here tonight has grounded out twice and flown out to center field. That happened back in the 7th, but just 5 hits for the Gulls tonight. Drew Archiolo has 2 of them. Cameron Misner has 3. So there you have it, as the 0-1 pitch runs wide to even the count of a ball and a strike. Bases empty. Bottom half of the 9th, 1 away. New Bedford leads over Newport, currently 14-4. And the 1-1 pitch is skied out of play, foul off to the right side. So it's 1-2 on Nicholas Raposo. New Bedford infield plays straight up against Newport's catcher. 1-2 on the way. Line down the left field line, and it just lands foul by about 6 inches to the left of that left field line, Dave. And a nice piece there by Raposo, and that could have been potentially the 2nd extra base hit. Check that 3rd extra base hit of the evening if that landed fair.
Yeah, just got a little too much hook on it. Tried to reach out and get it over the plate, and couldn't quite put it in play.
Raposo is ready, digs back in from the right side. Next pitch fouled off to the right side and out of play. We will do it again.
I will say that, you know, in the latter maybe 4 or 5 innings, 4 or 3 innings, Gulls have done a better job of fighting with 2 strikes, fouling off a lot of balls, making the New Bedford pitchers work for their outs. They've gotten the outs, certainly, but they made them work for it a little bit more, which you like to see. They're not giving away at-bats.
Absolutely what you want for sure. 1-2 pitch, once again fouled off. There you have it. Exactly what you said, Dave. Raposo doing a nice job staying alive here. Just got a piece of that one. Slightly early and slightly under that offering. Newport here trying to extend this ball game against the Bay Sox, trying to put some runners on base. Next pitch in the dirt, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Michael Webb. He's 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts and a ground out. Newport hitters 3 through 9 have not recorded a hit here tonight. Break-even offering. Chopped up the middle. To his left goes the shortstop, Joyce. It's under his glove into center field, a base hit. Nicholas Raposo with an excellent at-bat records Newport's 6th hit of the ball game. We'll see what Michael Webb can do. The second baseman is 0 for 3. Great at-bat there.
Great at-bat. You know, he's able to get a good piece of wood on it. Right up the middle. Early in the game, that might have been a PFP. You know, with the pitches we saw making plays. But, hey, you know, things starting to change a little bit. Get a nice bounce. Gets into center field, and you get yourself a single.
So we will see what Michael Webb can do. Left-handed hitter here in this at-bat. Swings an all-black bat, black batting gloves as well. The ankle guard is on the front foot, and this one
thought that hit the bat.
High and inside
I think that might have hit the bat on the check swing.
on Michael Webb, and they're going to say that one hit his hand before it hit the bat.
Might have gotten both.
Looks like it got
I
both.
felt like I heard some wood, but see if we got a replay on that one.
So Webb will jog down to first. And it's tough to tell because you're trying to base it off of what you see up here. And now there's runners on first and second. Raposo jogs to second. Webb on first here off of the hit by pitch. And we'll see what Adam Duarte can do. He's 0 for 3. New Bedford in control of this ball game. They have led the entire night. First pitch to Duarte. Fastball runs high and away. It's 1-0. Duarte here tonight. He struck out in the third, grounded out in the fifth, also grounded out in the seventh. On first is Webb. On second is Raposo. Next pitch misses shoulder high to Duarte. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Duarte trying to do his best to help out the Gulls here. We got a runner on second base. Maybe he can knock around, get a single. He's got a 2-0 count here, so let's see if he can put a good swing on a fastball.
Could be coming on the way right here. 2-0 pitch. This one fouled off to the right side. Duarte just late on that one. Pushes the count to 2-1. New Bedford third baseman Bakula plays about 5 feet to his left. The Bay Sox middle infield. The shortstop Joyce, the second baseman Neville are pinched towards the second base bag at double play depth. 2-1 pitch, waved at and missed by Duarte for strike 2.
2-2 here. Got to do a good job of battling. Can't be picky here. You got to take what you can get. Anything close. Try and see the ball deep. Once again, try and get a piece of wood on it.
Break even delivery. Fouled straight back right towards us here in the broadcast booth, and we'll do it again.
Things have quieted down here a little bit at Cardines with just 1 out to go. 2 outs to go, excuse me.
Once again, Newport will be back at home here Friday night at Cardines Field when they host the Upper Valley Nighthawks. That one is 6:35 p.m. start. You can catch the pregame show at 6:05. 2-2 fastball runs wide.
Nothing better than a little nighttime baseball on a Friday night.
Oh, absolutely.
Can't beat that.
Newport generally home on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays here throughout the season. So something to keep an eye on here is you find some rhythm in the schedule. 3-2 pitch. This one's skied in the air. Second baseman Neville backs up, reaches up and makes the play in shallow right field. There's 2 away.
I wonder how they managed to get the Monday, Wednesday, Friday home games because, I mean, somebody's coming away. Somebody's going to be away on Friday when they're playing the Gulls. You know, it's nice to have that. Nice to have that schedule.
Hey, you talk about the rhythm in the schedule as well and traveling and what it's like traveling throughout the New England region. And that's another thing as well that, you know, these players have to understand when you come here to the NECBL, there are certainly bus trips that will be taken throughout the entire course of the season and certainly beautiful areas to travel to if any of these players are not from this region of the country. But again, you know, it is a tiring schedule. That's how it is.
Long bus trips. And then a game the next day, more often than not.
The great thing about that is when you look at the professional level, as Kevin Heiss digs in, he'll foul off the first pitch he sees. It's 0-1. When you look at a lot of these players who want to play professionally, it gives you a great replica of what you're going to have to go through at that level. You know, playing basically every single day, traveling so much on buses, traveling long distances. It's great preparation for that next level. As the 0-1 pitch is in there on the outside corner, the Gulls are down to their final strike of the evening.
No, certainly. You said it all. I mean, players playing in this league, yeah, it's about the baseball, but there's so much mental toughness that goes into, you know, the grind of having so many games, 6 games in a week. You're going away, long bus rides. You come back. How are you going to respond? And that's something the scouts want to see when they watch these players.
0-2 pitch. This one line down the right field line. It'll drop just foul. Kevin Heiss almost had extra bases there, but baseball just simply sliced foul right past that right field line, landed about 6 feet to the right of that line. So Newport still down to their final strike of the ballgame.
You know, a scout comes here and they're looking for a certain player and they see that, you know, they might come to the 6th game in a row on purpose so they can see how this player is going to respond. Is he going to dig out the infield ground out? You know, is he going to throw his helmet if he strikes out? What's he going to do? Is he going to make the extra throw? The little things, and it's great exposure for these players to play in a league like this with so much recognition in New England, great baseball environment, to have scouts come in like this. You know, they just have to take advantage of it.
And you make a great point. You don't have to go 4 for 4 every game to get drafted. You know, it's the intangibles. It's running out, a ground out, things like that coming to play every single day. As Heiss swings and misses at a high fastball, and that will do it here in Newport. Your final score in the NECBL home opener for the Newport Gulls: New Bedford 14, Newport 4. Don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls pregame show is up next. You've been watching and listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The New England Collegiate Baseball League.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Here it's the Newport Gulls postgame show live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Darren Zaslow, joined alongside Ben Maxout, Dave Peck, and Meredith Peppis up here in the broadcast booth. Your final score here on opening night: New Bedford takes this one 14-4 over the Newport Gulls. And when you look at the final line of this game, Dave, what can you say? New Bedford led since the get-go, and they certainly did not look back in this one.
Yep, they jumped all over Patterson early on, able to get 2 runs thanks to some timely hits and some aggressive base running, as we talked about. Nick Matera back in the first, second inning, able to take advantage of some balls into the outfield, advance to third, get out of double play depth, get into scoring position, and able to score. Remember, on that double play ball that would have had him unable to score, he's able to come around even though the Gulls were able to get 2 there. That was a big turning point that I look at early on in this game. I also look at the pitching. You know, obviously, New Bedford had some great starting pitching. Jenkins able to get up in counts early, put the Gulls in tough positions, making them chase pitches they didn't want to hit and make them a little bit uncomfortable, to be quite honest. And, you know, we see that in the box score. They had 5 hits, not maybe 1 ball fly out to the outfield, and a lot of strikeouts, a lot of balls hit on the ground. So keeping the ball low in the zone. All around, they had 4 pitchers come in, and they were all able to do a pretty good job.
Meredith, you take a look at this loss here. Newport falls to New Bedford 14-4. What were some of the things you saw? Obviously, you know, this is a very talented Newport team. One game is not indicative of really anything thus far, but what was something that jumped out to you as you watched this ball game from the broadcast booth?
They definitely have to work out their kinks in the upcoming games, and I noticed a lot towards the end. There were a lot of foul balls. You know, you got to make those every at bat. You got to make it count. And you got to make those balls hit the field. I know it was the first night, that probably a little first night jitters and a light bench. So I mean, it's all going to fall into place. It just takes some time.
You make a great point. Putting the ball in play, certainly something that will need to improve as this season progresses. But let's take you through the final numbers. Grabbing the win for the New Bedford Bay Sox is the southpaw reliever Darian Reagans. 6'2", 210-pound senior out of Delaware State grabs his first win of the season. And taking the loss for the Newport Gulls is southpaw Jack Patterson out of Bryant. And like we said, I mean, Newport was down here from the start. Patterson, 6', 200-pound rising senior, falls to 0-1 on the season. But the good news, there is always tomorrow, and I mean that literally. The Newport Gulls will travel out to Plymouth, Massachusetts to take on the Pilgrims. That one's slated for a 6:30 start on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And for the Bay Sox, they will be at Ocean State tomorrow. They'll travel out to Old Mountain Field for a 6:30 p.m. start as well. You can listen to both of those games on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And Friday night, Dave and I talked about it. Should be a fantastic ball game. Newport comes back to Cardines Field. The Gulls will host the Upper Valley Nighthawks at 6:35 p.m. on Newport Hospital Night. They will be giving out free healthy giveaways here at the ballpark. It is a must-attend game. Should be a lot of fun. Newport and Upper Valley once again at 6:35 here at Cardines on Friday night. So we'll see what the Gulls can do. They'll hit the road tomorrow before coming back here on Friday. And Dave, any last thoughts on this game from what you saw? Maybe some areas that you think these Gulls can improve on as the season goes forward.
Yeah, I think areas they can improve, obviously getting ahead in counts. I mean, we've kind of talked about that a lot all game. You saw the blueprint from New Bedford. Get ahead early in counts, trust your stuff, and then maybe work from the plate out, try and challenge these pitchers a little bit. And we saw Cole O'Connor when he first came in that first inning. He did a great job going after the batters, going after his pitches, backing up his stuff, kind of mixing up the pitching cadence, if you will, to kind of keep the New Bedford team a little bit off balance. You know, maybe a little tired. Maybe they saw his stuff once and were able to make adjustments, you know, the second time around. That's going to happen. That's baseball, and you need to learn how to adapt to that and kind of play the chess game.
Certainly. And Meredith, this was our first game up here all together here in the broadcast booth. Did you have a good time here tonight?
Yeah, it was a great time, yeah. The Newport Gulls just got to bring it on Friday.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing everybody here on Friday. The pregame show starts at 6:05. First pitch between the Newport Gulls and the Upper Valley Nighthawks here from Cardines Field, set for 6:35. What we're going to do, I'm going to interview the Newport Gulls player of the game. I'm going to toss the post-game show over to Meredith Peppas and Dave Peck. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And the post-game show for you guys is up next.
Thank you, Darren. Pleasure working with you today. A lot of fun out here in Newport. Gulls lose to the New Bedford Bay Sox by a score of 14-4. They look to get their first win of the 2017 NECBL season tomorrow in Plymouth. Darren will have the call there in Massachusetts. So, Meredith, we sit here, first game of the season, a lot of excitement going into the game. Would you say this is a little bit of a letdown? You know, what do you think the players are thinking right now? They've had a couple of days to be in Newport, kind of get a sense of the scene and whatnot, and then they lose by 10 runs. What do you think is going on in their heads right now?
Well, I definitely think they didn't come into this game thinking they'd lose by 10 runs. They're probably a little shocked at that because they all come from some pretty big name schools, and I'm sure they're used to winning. They just have to come together as a team. You know, there's a lot of kids on here that are from schools that are all over the country, and I'm sure they play against each other but never really with each other. So they just got to get that chemistry going. And again, like we said it all night, there's a bunch of kids not here. They're still in the tournament. So once they have the whole team here, I'm sure it'll just fit right in.
No, I think that's an excellent point. We touched about it a little bit in the broadcast. These players, how well do they know each other? You know, they might be a little uncomfortable. They're trying to prove their worth to their teammates. Maybe they were rivals at a school when they were playing in college, and you know, I don't really know what the relationships are like down there. I can only assess from the booth here, but yeah, they have to build a team. You know, technically they are the team, but they need to build that camaraderie, and that'll come later on in the season. It's been one game. You know, no one's jumping off a bridge yet. So we'll see what happens. There were a few good things that we got out of today's game, I would say. I think the leadoff hitter, as well as the number 2 batter, Drew Archiolo and Cameron Meisner, did a great job kind of starting things off for the Gulls. Archiolo went 2 for 4 with a single and a double, and Meisner got 3 hits, 2 singles and a double. Just didn't really see it from the interior of the lineup.
Yeah, the top of the lineup really came out to play tonight. The two top hitters, they really put it out there. They put it on the line. They had a couple stolen bases, a couple RBIs. They really decided to put the team on their back here. They just needed to have a little bit more depth tonight, and they were lacking in it. But then again, these kids just got here on Sunday. They probably haven't had a lot of time to practice and get used to the way the field is and the bounces and everything like that. So I'm sure it'll just come with time.
And we hit on it a few times before on the pregame show and then a little bit during the ball game, but this roster is not even close to being complete. We have 16 players coming in. 8 are still playing in the tournament right now. A couple from Vandy. We got Ty Duvall coming in from Vanderbilt, J.J. Blade from Vanderbilt, Drake Fellows, who's going to be he's got a big presence on the mound. He's 6 foot 3+ inches, so he's going to be able to kind of command the zone from there. And then we got kids from TCU, Charles King, J.C. Flowers from Florida State, who's played a significant role for Florida State and the Seminoles down there so far in the tournament. He had a walk-off hit by pitch, bases loaded walk-off hit by pitch in the first round to advance them to the Super Regional. So they're going to get some experienced guys, and then they'll be able to mesh a little bit more. But we're all looking forward to it here.
Yeah, hopefully he brings that down to Newport and that good luck.
Nothing more you can say here. Beautiful night, unfortunate night for the Gulls, but there's always tomorrow, as Darren said earlier. Cloudless night, I would say, which has not been common. I mean, it's been pretty bad all spring, and we're so lucky to have such a good day to play baseball here. Grounds crew, everybody did a great job putting this thing together. Just didn't go our way today, but we'll see. A couple of things I want to talk about from the New Bedford side. You got to give them credit. Give them credit where credit's due.
Came out right on the first pitch, first inning. Got a lot of batters right on base. That's half the battle is getting the batters on the base, and they did just that. Pretty much had a batter on base every inning or more. So
yeah, I think
they brought it.
I think for the first 6 innings, they got their leadoff runner on every time. And what really, they got 2 runs in the first or so, but then there was that one inning, I think it was the 6th inning. I don't have the book in front of me right now. Pitcher, couple of errors from third base to start off the inning, and then pass ball. You got a runner on third and second. Things start to unravel a little bit, and that was kind of the slump that Newport could not afford. And that's kind of when things got out of control a little bit for the Gulls tonight. But again, give credit where credit's due. New Bedford came in. They beat Newport 4 out of the 6 times they played them last year, and granted, the Bay Sox were 3rd in the Southern Conference to the Newport Gulls 2nd. I think we got a rivalry on our hands. I don't know about you. This is how rivalries are born. Tough games. And this is kind of a blowout, but this should get the Gulls mad a little bit. Proximity, close games. This is what the Red Sox and Yankees need.
Yeah, I mean, I think Darren said it earlier. The Bay Sox led this series last year, or just to play in general, 4-2. So I mean, they're right there with them every time. They just gotta connect on those hits. So I think they'll be fine.
All right, final score here from Cardines Field: the New Bedford Bay Sox 14, your Newport Gulls 4, and we are going to send it on down to the field side with Darren Zaslow, who's got the player of the game to talk to. Darren, coming up next.
And we're back here on the Newport Gulls post-game show. I'm Darren Zaslow, joined by the Newport Gulls player of the game, Cameron Meisner. Cameron, great game for you here tonight, 3 hits. How'd you feel up at the plate?
I felt good. I felt like I was seeing the ball well, and everything felt smooth.
First game here in Newport, a tough 14-4 loss here tonight. As we embark on this first week, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to and maybe looking forward to working on?
I'm just looking forward to, getting used to everybody, hanging out with everybody on the team, and building that team chemistry, and I guess maybe we can start putting some wins together.
Absolutely, and tomorrow night the Newport Gulls will travel out to Plymouth to take on the Pilgrims. You played out in Missouri in your spring season. Did that give you any confidence coming into the Newport Gulls season here this summer?
I knew the competition was going to be just as good, so I just kind of kept the same mindset and just keep playing.
Absolutely, Cameron. Well, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck throughout the rest of the season. I'm Darren Zaslow. The Newport Gulls post-game show continues next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Thank you, Darren. Good stuff down there from Cameron, who had a very good game at the plate for the Gulls. He had a couple of singles and a double, add on with a couple of RBIs. Again, Bay Sox winning this one 14-4. We're going to send it on down to the field one more time to Darren to wrap things up here at Cardines Field. Darren?
Welcome back here on the Newport Gulls post-game show. Quick wrap-up here at field level at Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. The Gulls fall to the New Bedford Bay Sox 14-4 here on opening night. First of all, we'd like to thank everyone who played a part in this broadcast. Tom Lima, the executive producer, producer Shannon Carlson, the associate producers Maddie Peters, the audio technician Sam Solinger, the on-site engineer Lucas Malley, and our statistician Ben Maxad. The Newport Gulls will head out to Plymouth, Massachusetts tomorrow to take on the Plymouth Pilgrims. That one's slated for a 6:30 start on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The Gulls fall to 0-1. The Bay Sox improve to 1-0 on the season. I'm Darren Zaslow saying good night from the city by the sea.